And that was a signal.
Are you actually ready?
Yes.
Okay.
Shit, what's
Hello,
that?
everyone. Oh, for God's sake.
Control yourself, Harm. Control yourself, dude.
Alright. Continue.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Solace Podcast. My name is Finbar, my RuneScape name is Mini Finbar, and I'm the leader of Solace.
Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Brad or Bradford Lee or Turgle here. Yeah.
Hi, it's Dreamscape here, and I'm a Souls General.
I'm AJ.
I'm Vior, ranked 10 overall, and the leader of 1.
Hello, I'm Frozen Day, Sergeant in Solace.
So, what has everyone been up to recently over the Christmas break and such?
Well, I've been recently runecrafting law runes to be able to fund 200 mil agility. I recently banked approximately 40 mil XP worth of energy potions, and yeah, I recently hit 30 mil agility as well, which is a nice milestone.
I've been hunting as usual. I should be getting to Untradeable Hunter in 2 weeks, and after that I should probably do thieving.
I've been just mining and doing some random stuff. I predict I would get 50 mil mining in about 3 weeks.
Better question for my case is, what have I not been doing? I don't think I've done any construction or prayer recently.
I recently maxed and I've been just hunting.
On that note, let's congratulate Team Recently Maxed for winning the Solace EHP competition we held recently. That team consisted of Frozen Day, Dawn Bay, and myself. Over the break, I've just been doing Slayer, like I do every day. I'm 128 mil now, so making good progress, but I am losing to Lynx Titan every single day, so that's demoralizing. But on to the questions. First of all, what are your goals for 2016?
I honestly don't like to set myself like extremely long-term goals, believe it or not, because then I feel like I'm stressed out to do them. I guess I like to set myself goals in moderation. So yeah, I guess my goal for 2016 would be to bank 200 mil agility and achieve at least 150 mil XP.
What I'd like to do this year is get a 50 mil base in all millies, and I would also like to get 1.2 bill overall XP, and that will then be in either first or second page.
200 mil mining. Oh, and 120 mil farm.
I have some goals, but I'm not normally one to actually stick to those goals. But I feel like for sure I'll at least get 200 mil hunter by the end of 2016.
Yeah, I want to go for 200 mil hunter as well.
I think I'll just be doing more of the same. 100 mil Slayer probably by July, and then 200 mil Strength at Nightmare Zone because I have a lot of melee left over. If I have time, I'll try and get another. I'll try and get a start on Magic. I'd like to get 200 mil, but I don't think I'd have time to get more than 100 mil before the end of the year. So we've all got quite long-term goals then. Hope everyone achieves them. Our next question's a more philosophical topic. We have been asked, why do you play RuneScape?
It's the main. There's several reasons that I've played RuneScape over the years. My current reason that I'm playing is that I guess I play for personal achievement. I really like the idea of logging in every single day to work towards my goal to try to achieve it. In the past, I've gone for ranks, records, and such, which extremely motivated me. And I guess other reasons for playing RuneScape are like it's really nice because it's just like it's honestly an escape from reality in a sense that like you don't really have to communicate with anyone. It's really relaxing. You can just listen to music and play for fun. And yeah, but I mainly play for personal achievement. I really just like to do my own thing and set myself personal goals. So yeah.
At first, it was for fun, and I guess last year I set myself a goal for max, and that was basically the reason that I played back then. And now I'm playing just because I've developed a dependence on this game.
For me, it would just be a combination of achievement, competition, as this game's also easy to multitask while doing other stuff. And I guess one more thing would be like trying to improve myself all the time.
Believe it or not, I really don't really play for achievement. I pretty much like mastering methods, if that makes any sense. I like understanding a method to the full potential and executing that method perfectly, pretty much. And other than that, I kind of play it mainly just as a background task. Like, I feel like even if I didn't have RuneScape, I'd be talking on TS and Netflix, or not talking on Netflix, but watching Netflix all the time. But yeah, RuneScape is just something I do in the background while doing the things I would do or I'd be doing normally anyways.
Uh, I think this game is very unique, and I just enjoy it a lot.
I think, like everybody else has said, achievements are a large part of why I play. But something else I like about RuneScape is I can play this game for thousands of hours and there's still something to do. But no other game has that kind of longevity, in my opinion, because just in RuneScape you can continue to set skill-based goals or PvM goals or any kind of goal, and you can just continue to achieve whatever goal you set. I like that self-direction that you have in RuneScape. And
But
also the fact there's nothing you have to do in RuneScape to succeed. You can do whatever you want. So we define the game for ourselves.
yeah, I was just gonna say, like, it's interesting with other games. Other games, like a lot of the time, you're forced to select a type of like character that you want to be, whether it be like a magician or a ranged person. While in RuneScape, there's like an infinite number of goals that you could set yourself. It's why I love this game. Like, you could be an Iron Man that only does herbal, or you could do an Iron Man or Ultimate Iron Man that only does cooking or something. Like, you could set crazy goals for yourself. And I think that's really interesting. Another reason that I also actually play is I love talking to people on TeamSpeak. It's a really like social environment and stuff like that. Like, because I'm bad at having conversations with people in person, and so it's nice to talk to people online, I guess.
That's another thing you have about RuneScape is the element of community that's absent from most other games. Well, I suppose if you play any MMORPG, you're gonna get community, but I like the community we have with Solace and some of the high-level skilling community, and it's a part of why I play every day.
Well, like games like competitive Call of Duty have communities associated with them.
Having played
I don't know what you mean by
a
community.
competitive other type of game, AJ, would you say it's different, or is it similar to RuneScape in how the community behaves?
Well, I mean, I'm not part of that community, so I can't really tell you.
You were,
But-
though, so...
Oh, okay. Well, I was part of competitive Call of Duty Zombies, but like I was talking more like along the lines of competitive multiplayer, like a bigger, widespread community. But yeah,
Oh, I see.
it pretty much has the same traits as any other. Everyone really knows each other. Pretty friendly
I think it's
people.
interesting to note with RuneScape. Like, I feel like a lot of like I heard this earlier, like yesterday or something, but it's kind of interesting with like the RuneScape community. The RuneScape community is very like tight knit, and in the sense that like if we like all like sort of work together, we could like get something to like pass a poll or something like that. But I feel like in like the Call of Duty community, like there's a lot of controversy. Like just in communities in general, like there's a lot of controversy. Well, like in RuneScape, I feel like we're very tight knit. Although we do disagree on a lot of things. If we want to get something, we tend to get it
Are
because
you
we complain a lot.
suggesting there isn't controversy in RuneScape, Brad?
No, there is. I just feel like we all like can band together and like for example, like EOC, like everyone and their mother hated EOC and like Squeal of Fortune. Like I don't know.
That's not true, though, because plenty of people have embraced EOC and Squeal of
Dude,
Fortune, so...
dude, Finbar, everyone quit because of EOC. There is no one that was like, "Ooh, I love EOC. It's so fun with these cute little abilities." No,
Lots of
everyone's like,
players liked
everyone was
EOC,
like,
Brad.
everyone's like, "Oh, it's World of Warcraft scape," and the dropping. It made it so much easier to drop items and shit like that. Like, oh my gosh, Finn.
I like the UFC combat system personally. I think it's more intuitive and it's more interactive. The old school system, I just wish it didn't have so many bugs.
I guess one thing to note is that one big difference between like other gaming communities and this one and RuneScape, and with RuneScape you have a game which gets updated like quite frequently, and with other games, usually like for example over in Call of Duty again, they kind of just hand you a game per year and just say, look, here it is, have fun. It doesn't really get updated that much, except for like bug fixes and whatnot.
That's actually
So,
another
like,
reason. Sorry.
Sorry,
Sorry.
but like there's a lot of controversy, especially in the RuneScape community, when it comes to like opinions on content that comes into the game, such as the poll system, and that other communities don't really have that controversy associated.
That's definitely true. The fact that RuneScape gets updated on a weekly basis does make it quite different to other games. And both RS3 and Old School get updates pretty much every week. We get major content changes several times a year. Yeah. Moving on from that, a slightly more simple question. Do you have a favorite outfit that you like to wear?
I mean, honestly, like I'll pretty much go with anything involving like a spottier cape and boots of lightness, and I guess a glory. I like the simplistic old school feel or look of it. It just like it was sort of like the most efficient outfit to wear for like general skilling. Before like graceful and stuff like that came into the game. So yeah, I like to wear boots of lightness, spottier, and glory.
I like to go by utility, so I like wearing full graceful, steam battle staff, and a max cape. Although I've been fashion scaping a little, so I'm wearing an inverted Santa hat instead of a graceful hood. So that's kind of what I'm wearing for fashion scape: inverted Santa hat, max cape, and full graceful with a steam battle
Wait,
staff.
what's an inverted Santa hat?
It's basically like a regular Santa hat, except where it's supposed to be red, it's white, and where it's supposed to be white, it's red.
Oh, okay.
My favorite outfit has to be, without a doubt, the Prospector hat, Prospector legs, Prospector boots, Barrock Armor 4, Infernal Pickaxe, no gloves, no shield, no arrow slot because that's a waste of bank space. And I don't like when items collect dust in my bank, so I try to minimize that. Oh yeah, and mining cape trimmed. Sorry.
My bank stands, or if I'm doing skills that I don't really need to be wearing anything that actually benefits me, I usually just wear nothing. I guess maybe a couple months ago, I used to wear like the Saradomin Max Cape with a bunch of default clothes that kind of matched it with like a blue party hat and the, what's it called, the other Steam Battle Staff. The one that you add like the extra detail to it or whatever, I wear that. But right now, when I'm hunting, I wear nothing but a Steam Battle Staff. That's it.
I always wear the full graceful and max cape. That's pretty good.
I can't help it, and I just generally wear the most expensive outfit I have that looks good. For example, what I have on my background picture for the Solace Podcast would be my bank standing outfit of choice these days. The edge melee for this longsword, max cape, white party hat. But I slay so much now that I generally just wear Slayer gear for everything, including farm runs, and if I have to sit at the bank for a little bit.
Is there a reason you didn't include the Elijah Spirit Shield in your outfit, Finn? Is it because you couldn't afford it, or?
It might be because I couldn't afford it at the time, but I also don't really like how it looks with the third edge melee. I'd probably just wear the longsword on its own regardless.
Oh, okay. I thought you might have just liked to wear it just because it's the most expensive thing to wear.
There's two reasons. One was at the time I couldn't afford it, but I think even if I could afford it, like now, I still wouldn't like how the longsword looks.
I'm really curious, Finn, since you like showing off your wealth, what's your real life fashionscape outfit?
Oh my god.
I don't have any real life fashion scape. I just
I'm all
I
about
really
that shorts and a
don't.
t-shirt kind of a life.
It would be a shirt and pants. I don't really wear t-shirts or shorts. But yeah, nothing too exciting. Don't worry. Alright, moving on from outfits. What is one feature that you would like added to CML? For those of you who don't know, CML is Crystal Math Labs, the old school experience tracker.
Honestly, I haven't really thought of this question that in depth, but I guess just off the top of my head, I'd like to see like an Ultimate Iron Man EHP system because at the moment, Ultimate Iron Man used the Iron Man EHP system from what I understand, and I guess it'd be hard to sort of um, do that because like not a lot of people play Ultimate Iron Man, so there isn't a lot of data. Oh, here's one feature that like I want to be added. Like this would be like the most god tiered update of all time on CML, and like I would love it. Is if it's and from what Finbar has told me before, it's impossible to implement. But I would love if your EHP stayed at the method that you did it at. So for example, let's just say you did tunerable mining at granite at 60k, and like when the EHP was 63k for mining, you would your EHP would stay this at 63k for mining, and if it got updated to like 70 or 80, your EHP wouldn't change for mining. So I'd love if the EHP was static at the time that it was the most efficient to do that method. So I mean, you would as Finbar told me, that you would have to make like different high score tables for it, but I just think it'd be really interesting to like see who actually has the most like EHP spent to tuner them all.
I'd like to see a high score for slow skills, so one that's kind of like Gatherers, except it excludes Hunter and it includes rune crafting and agility.
There is
There
one.
already is one.
Yeah, but I would like to be able to see it on the main high scores for CML.
I can link you it right now if you want.
Well, since I don't really use CML anymore, I don't really care. So just skip me.
Oh my. I got distracted, I forgot. Present day, go. Hurry.
I don't really know. I think it's good as it is.
Oh, come on.
So, go on, Phil.
Think. Who was it? I blame Brad.
Too late. I was going to say, actually, I'd really like to see for CML is a way to view your EHP rank over time. So a player could see how their EHP rank has changed over a given time period, because currently this is not possible. You can only
Yeah.
see what your EHP is over time. You can't see what your EHP rank is over time.
Okay, I remember. Okay, this doesn't really apply too much anymore after the nerf of NMZ Guthans, but Foot proposed the idea to me that it would be possible to have like two different EHP systems. One EHP system based on the more ethical style of playing, like solo, no alts, no Guthans, no blah 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 blah, anything bad you can think of. And another EHP system that was based off zero-time money-making methods and Guthans and just stuff like that. I think that'd be interesting, but I feel like it's not as relevant anymore because Guthans was a big thing for the non-ethical side. Or unethical, sorry.
That'll be actually as a feature I'd love to see for CML would be runecrafting EHP change to 60k an hour for level 91 or 99 plus.
I tried
Yeah,
not
but
to say
Finn only wants to be changed for selfish reasons.
I do not. I thoroughly I believe
Finn,
that it's in the best interest of the community.
ladies and gentlemen, Mini Finbar here will go from
No.
rank 10 EHP
Oh,
to
okay.
rank 5 in a single day if it gets updated.
I'm not ranked 10 EHP, I'm rank 8 EHP, and I only go to rank 6
Okay, well,
actually.
that's pretty big. Going from rank 8 to rank 5 or whatever, it's
It would be rank 6.
yeah.
Actually, it might be rank 5. It depends how much. No, it would be rank 5 actually.
I think it would be cool to see it change so that it could you could see whether or not you could change it according to which playstyle you do. So if you use alter, you don't.
Yeah.
Is EHP is supposed to be the most efficient, realistic methods to 200 mil all skills.
Yeah, but it
Having
could be for
multiple
the most
EHP systems kind of
efficient.
defeats the point of an EHP system.
But Finbar, my nature runes.
Too bad.
Go try more.
We'll have to see what happens with Zaya if soul rune crafting becomes a viable method.
Well,
if will
based
rune
off-
crafting EHP be
based
changed from
off the
27
current
to 40?
logic, based off the current logic, it should not be changed because soul runes, like, unless they make like 5 mil or 4 mil GP per hour, it's not going to be able to fund tuner them all.
We'll save that for later, though. I think we have a question about soul runes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we'll talk about it later in the podcast. Alright, our next question is, what are your thoughts on the Skilling Cup so far?
I mean, honestly, like, what thoughts are we supposed to be giving? They haven't released any information regarding any results of anything. It's in my opinion, it's kind of unprofessional of Jagex to delay it by like it's been like 3 weeks or so, or even a month almost, that they haven't given us any information. They just keep delaying it later and later and later. I guess it might be difficult for them because they might have to manually check like each XP drop or something to make sure that there was no stored XP used. But yeah, honestly, it's been kind of stressful having to like get people to do like good hours and stuff like that. But other than that, it's been pretty fun. It's pretty fun being. I'm not competing myself, but it's kind of cool to see competition between the highest level skilling clans.
Yeah, it was stressful already without the delay, so thanks for that. But I mean, my thoughts overall was just pure stress and wasn't that much fun for me, especially since I was competing in mining. I tried my hour, but it sucked.
At least you tried.
Yeah.
Means a lot to me, James, that you tried.
Yeah, I feel like they lost the results, so that's what I'm leaning towards. I feel like they've delayed the results so much that like it's just because they don't want to break the news to us.
Yeah, actually, that's what I was gonna bring up. I've been thinking of some like conspiracy theories of what actually happens. I feel like they are either they completely lost it and they just don't know how to bring it up to us, or they don't know how to find it, or they didn't set up the warehouse, whatever it's called, properly, and they're just trying to find the results, which they haven't found yet. And about what Brad said about how they had to check the XP drops manually, I believe they can do that automatically. I don't think they actually have to check that manually.
It's been fun competing for the hours, trying to do the hours, but I don't know, the results kind of sucks. Yeah.
I think the biggest problem I've had with the Skilling Cup has been the lack of results. It's at this point I'm starting to fear, like AJ and Harm said, that perhaps the results are lost, and the Jagex team don't want to break the horrible news to us that we're all gonna have to spend our banks and redo ours, because that would be unfortunate. Also, if we had to do our hours again, I think we would put out very good hours. I'd just rather we didn't. Same with fishing too. So I'm pleased with how Solace has performed thus far in the Skilling Cup, but it really frustrates me that I don't know how well we've done relative to other clans. The best information I get is based on speculation and an occasional screenshot of another clan member. Doesn't really. It's kind of annoying not to know at this stage.
I mean, honestly, we were all really hyped in the beginning to see the results because we thought they were going to be posted
Yeah.
on the Friday of the first week of mining, and then it just. I mean, honestly, we aren't nearly as hyped as we used to be about it. But,
Yeah, we don't even really
Wait,
care
I'm
at this
curious.
point.
Have they given out any results for any of the other cups besides skilling, like the PVM or anything? Or
I think they have done the PVM ones.
oh, that's cute. Okay.
Yeah,
I'd be
I thought it was
upset if
actually.
they didn't if they lost the results because I would have to hold off getting 200 mil hunter. And
Yeah,
if we have to redo the hours, then I guess just 200 mil hunter won't happen anytime soon. So
It's not like anybody's
very
gonna pass
enough.
you
I'm
though,
disappointed.
James.
Personally, I wouldn't even be upset if they lost the results. Give us more time to perfect certain methods.
I remember
Yeah.
going off what Brad said earlier, how stressful it was, like waiting for the results. It was like really stressful because like the last day we found out that Hexus knew about the method we were using, and it was like so like when come like 8 o'clock, well, it was 8 o'clock my time, but like came that time around, like obviously the results didn't come around, and we were just so stressful because we really want to know what they actually did for hours, because we didn't really know how much time they had to put up hours relative to us.
In any case, I'm hoping we find out next week because it's important for our strategy to know how we're doing thus far, because it dictates how much effort we need to put in for the next two skills.
Yeah.
Put in as much effort as possible, anyways, in my opinion.
Regardless, yeah, we probably will.
Yeah.
Okay, our next question is, what RuneScape name would you want if you could take any name?
I don't really have an in-depth answer for this one, to be honest. I would either want the name Brad or the letter B, probably. Or I guess the name Agility. That'd be cool as well.
I don't know what name I would want. Actually, probably just Astro because I use Astro runes. I don't know.
You wouldn't want the
Burn
arson
B.
Dreams.
Maybe
Or
that.
Dream.
That's actually a cool RSN. I'm not gonna lie.
or
so
or
probably that
Chinchompa.
one. Nah, Dreams.
Yeah, actually I wanted the name Smokes Let's Go, but unfortunately that was taken, and so was Hash Driveway. I couldn't get those names, so rip. Those are the only names I wanted.
What? What are those, like, what significance do those names have to you?
Oh yeah, it's Trailer Park Boys references.
Okay.
Yeah,
Personally,
Canadian stuff.
okay. I'd either want Jonathan without the H, because that's my real life name, or just the number 1.
I don't really know. I guess Magic Imbue would be kind of cool.
Seen that guy around.
For me, it's a bit more straightforward. I've already got my real life name on my RS3 account, so there's nothing I'd really want more, except I guess if I could get the name Finn, that would be nice. I had an opportunity to take it when it was originally released, but I didn't, and I regret not taking it because it would have been a good name for my old school account. I
Wait,
also used to know the guy with the RSN Slayer, but he wasn't willing to sell it.
is your name spelled with 2 R's?
Yeah, it is.
Okay.
There's a player with it spelled with one R. I've met him in game actually. He added me a while back. It was rather peculiar talking to someone with names so similar. Yeah, moving on from. Go on.
No, I was gonna say I probably also would want the name Drum Gun, but I'm probably not worthy of wielding that RSN.
No, you're not.
Oh, okay, Finn. Okay.
So,
Who's that?
Drum
exactly.
Gun.
Who's Drum Gun?
You don't.
Yeah, it's just some RS3 player.
Oh, okay. Some RS3 player. Really.
He did Abby Demons for his melee, so why would you want that name?
Because he has
He
the
didn't.
most time in melees probably out of anyone in freaking RuneScape.
He didn't use 0 time GP to 200 more. Why would you want that name?
Actually, he did merch, Finn. He's a part of Nexon SS, which is a
He
merching club.
PVM too though. He wasn't macro.
Yeah.
He wasn't macro efficient. You don't want that name.
Brad, I think Michael's getting pretty close to time played in melees though.
Yeah. But he's also fishing sharks, mate.
Brad.
He's got the most time in fishing too. Brad, he's doing. You inspired him. You're telling. He's doing 11K hours of shark fishing because of
Oh
you.
my gosh. Oh gosh.
Brad Whisper.
Okay. Moving on from the topic of names, but on the related topic, what is your favorite RuneScape pet? I believe we can infer that perhaps Michelle's favorite pet is the heron. That's why he's fishing at Cafferby. Go on.
Civil. Come on, Finn. I made Civil. Come on, Brad.
Okay, the next question.
What is your
Was the-
favorite pet?
Probably the Calphite Queen because it's like it's freaking huge, and you could
Do you
like
mean the
morph it.
Calphite Princess?
What, dude? Whatever. It doesn't. It's the same thing.
No, it's not.
Yeah, and you can morph it into the other form, the orange flying thingy. That I don't know. It's cool. Like I don't know why anyone else would choose any other pet besides that one. It's freaking. It's sick. It's I don't know.
I like the Zami God Wars boss pet just because it's a big demon and it's carrying knives on him, so that's why I like it.
AJ.
Oh shit! Yeah. Fuck! I had to answer this. No.
Okay. My favorite pet. The only pet I have is a chompy chick, so I'll go with that one. Only chick I'll ever talk to. Ha.
Ouch.
I don't know. I don't really like the pets, but I have the Chinchompa pet, so I'm just gonna say that.
I'm enamored with my Jad pet because it took me so long to get, so I have to say that. Although I really do like the pendant screen pet. It's so imposing. You see it walk around, it's like 2 tiles.
It's a
Pretty
fat bug,
ugly.
isn't it? It's dumb.
That is an
Just
ugly
saying that
pet.
because you don't have one, Brad. Having that
Finn,
thing
I
running
don't
around
have
the
any
RD rooftop
pets,
course
dude.
with you.
I don't have any pets.
You could take the pen screen pet to Dogerston course, it would look ridiculous.
Brad, if you could get a pet turtle, would you?
With me?
Yeah, pet turtle, would you get it? If you could.
No, because that would be added to the game later. I don't approve
No,
of
he
those
get a
updates.
pet Zanuck if he had the opportunity.
Yeah, I'd get the pet Zanuck. Unfortunately, I can't take it out of Lumbridge. Or I
Oh
can't
my
get it
gosh,
anymore.
I want
Doesn't
a
really have
pet
a
drum
chance of
gun.
any other
I want a
girls, so...
pet drum gun. Oh my god.
Pet
Oh
drum
my
gun.
god. Oh
Pet
my
drum gun.
god.
Brad, that's slavery. Stop it.
This is slavery.
Unfair advantage.
How is it?
PG-13, please.
I'm okay. Fine. Then can I be drum gun's pet?
If
PG-13, please.
you want.
Brad, no, that's not appropriate for the podcast.
What do you mean? Whatever.
Alright.
Okay.
Razor's
whatever.
probably watching. Come on.
What did I say that was so obscene?
Just
Whatever.
continue.
Okay. Next
Okay,
question.
moving on before anything else is said. How much time do you think max total / 200 all should require?
Okay. I have a straightforward answer to this one. I want it to require 320,000 hours because it is the amount of time required for 200 mil all on a free-to-play Ultimate Iron Man. So yeah, I don't even know how many hours maxing that would be. Probably like, I can't math, like 20,000 or something or whatever.
Well, I'm happy with the time it took me to max, so I'm just gonna say 2.3k hours for max. And for 200 mil all, I'd say something ridiculous like 3 million hours.
3 million.
Yeah.
Keep in mind that the highest time played on a RuneScape player is like 53k hours. So yeah.
Yeah, okay. I just don't want 200 mil all to be achievable by anyone.
Yeah, I'd rather just make Tunnel infinite, like just remove the Tunnel cap from skills, because fuck the overall high scores anyway.
1.
Frozen?
1.
I think it's good as it is.
I have to agree with Frozen. I do like that maxing is approximately 2,000 hours and 200 all's what, 20,000? A little more than that. I think that's reasonable.
Finn, you want it to be more like 16,000 so you don't have to do agility and mining. You want
Actually,
warbands,
yeah,
don't
maybe
you?
if we could get some updates that sped things up slightly. I think if 200 all was 10k EHP, I could probably get it. I'm not so sure about 20k plus though.
Ladies and gentlemen, notice how the leaders of the biggest skilling clans, Randalicious and Mini Finbar, want the game to be devalued. Just
Because,
keep
Brad,
that in
it's
mind.
Just think
efficient
about
skilling
RS3
clans.
sounds nice. It's like 8.8k EHP for 200 all. I could get that in 6 months. I'm already 7k. So,
Finn, you have such selfish responses, mate.
Wait,
You
Brad,
gotta think of the masses.
how
I
many
wouldn't
hours?
support the devaluation of anything though, Brad, especially not Slayer.
Like,
'cause
I
I've already
really
trained
want
that.
Slayer to become like 5 hours for Tournament, dude. Like, I really want it to happen.
You know Slayer's a million XP per hour in RS3 now because of Treasure Hunter promotion.
Yep.
Wait, Brad. At the beginning of the
Yes.
game, was it like 2.5k hours for max?
I think Jebra Max. Well, in terms of time played, Jebra Max was like 4k-ish or something like that.
Oh, well,
So-
Jebram's inefficient though. EHP wise.
I think it was like 3.7
Three.
or something like that.
It's like 2.5.
Yeah, I think I'm pretty sure it was in the threes.
It couldn't have
it
been
must
that
have been
bad. I maxed with
2.5.
3.3 and I was less efficient than Jebram, so...
It was like
Uh,
2.5, I swear. Okay, I'm gonna
It
go
would
with
have been about
2.5k.
2.5,
Okay, I'm gonna ask
2.6.
Jebra on
Isn't-
Facebook.
Isn't 200 mil 15 times 99?
Yeah, okay, yeah, it was 37k hours.
Yeah,
It
so
was
it's
37k
2.5.
hours.
Okay, 2.5k hours for max. And
37
37k for 200 mil. That's what I want.
Wait. Oh yeah, you're right. What the fuck?
Idiot.
Yeah, thank
Move
you,
on.
sir.
Brad can't do maths. But no, personally, I don't want to change much. And if it does change, I want it to decrease, not increase.
Increase? How does that work? Oh, more skills?
I wouldn't want the time to change them all to increase further.
Imagine if they made Slayer like 10k an hour randomly. They're like, fuck it, we're taking away the point system. Too OP.
Taking away
No,
points,
please.
believe, and taking Durandal. And
And
Shelter or whatever to do
it's
Vanica.
worth
to 200
it's
mil.
worth noting that the only reason Finbar is doing Slayer is because of the block system.
I had
I don't believe that.
99 before the block system though,
Yeah.
so
But you didn't like it that much.
that was kind of annoying. Even Moltlickys agrees. But moving on before Brad can take any more shots at me, what is your favorite piece of content in-game that you've done? This can be anything from minigames to training methods to just rank standing.
I like XP wasting with like friends, and I also like the Dorgashkan agility course. Favorite things to do in game.
I like the Red Chin Chocolate Cave in the Felden Hills area. That's been my favorite spot to train Hunter.
Definitely the quarry.
I've really enjoyed the. Oh, as of recently, at least, I enjoyed doing the purple sweet mining method. I really wish there was a way to
Oh,
do that
yeah.
viably. Like that's like that was a lot of fun, to be honest. If I ever didn't care about money anymore and I just wanted to blow my money on something, I'd probably just waste it on purple sweet mining. But other than
Just
that,
start price manipulating and you can afford to change from mining with purple sweets.
Wilson can afford it. It's only 7 bill. But anyways, other than that, if I remember correctly, I really enjoyed killing KQ, believe it or not, for the head. Like, I kind of made it so it was sort of like an RC lap, to be honest. Like, it was just simple. You do like a lot of running to get to the KQ. You kill it once or twice, then you go back and bank. It was kind of like just skilling. I don't know. But it was actually really enjoyable to solo KQ.
I also like the private Rechin area. I think it's really nice.
One of my favorite pieces of content in this entire game is Pyramid Plunder. I love the mechanics of it, and I would have done that to change more thieving, even if a faster method had existed, as long as it wasn't too much faster. Like if Dwarf Traders had existed in this game, I would have still done the plunders as 200 more because it's so much more fun.
Yes, but if Elf City thingies were here, you would be doing
That's
those.
just different, bro. That's totally different. It's
How
like
is it
370k an hour.
But Finn, you love your AFK.
I don't like AFK that much. Another related piece of content I really liked was Rogue's Den. That's the most fun minigame out there, and I strongly suggest you give it a try if you haven't played it before. Apart from the fact that you can fail the last obstacle 50% of the time, and there's nothing you can do about it, even with 99 agility and 99 thieving, it's a fun minigame, and I wish it was more rewarding. Moving on from favourite methods and content, the polar opposite. What piece of content has made you the most angry?
Okay, well, this is freaking okay, it's the Monkey Madness quest for one because well, first of all, on both of my accounts, I've died approximately like 20 times in between two accounts, like trying to complete that quest. Well, the first time I didn't even complete it. I just died to those stupid freaking archer monkeys and then like if you go into like the little hut or whatever, if you step into the light or whatever, you just get hit or die or whatever. Like, oh, I hate that quest. I died like a million times with the jungle demon. Fuck that quest. And then this might come to a surprise to a lot of people, but I also really fucking dislike the Brimhaven agility arena. If anyone has done that course or whatever it's called arena at a low level, it's absolute AIDS. Like, it's so annoying failing, like especially when you're failing right in front of Lord Speed, who's ranked 2 agility. Like, it's so annoying. I don't know, but yeah, I really dislike Brimhaven agility and Monkey Madness.
I don't like anything that has to do with the wilderness other than friendly PKing. I just don't like PvP atmosphere. I don't like factions. I don't like any skilling content that's in the wilderness where you can easily get ragged.
Well, I remember when I was going for max, and I had to do prayer, and this was back before Resizable came out and the Zoom thing, and this is also before I used AHK as well. So like doing prayer made me so angry because there was like it was so bad. Like I was getting such bad rates, and it got to the point where I buried like 5 bones in a row, and I just rage quit. I just got off and slept like for 2 hours during the day. Did not want to play RuneScape.
Kind of zoned out. Is this least favorite content?
Yep.
Yes.
Most annoying content, rather.
Oak Dungeon Doors or whatever. I really dislike doing this in 99con. I'm praying that mahogany tables are a lot more relaxing. I absolutely hated Oak Dungeon Doors.
I'm just gonna say Mo. I think that was pretty stupid.
Wait, Mole?
Yeah, Big
Mo.
Mo.
Oh, Big Mo. I thought you meant that giant mole. Never mind.
What I have to say, as far as methods go, superheating. I cannot stand it. But I had to superheat for over 100 hours to get 99 smithing
Wait,
and
wait.
magic because it was the meta back when I maxed.
Did you do it before or after the queue?
Before queuing.
Okay, that's why. After the queue, it's actually really relaxing, and I actually really enjoyed it. I feel bad for people who had to do it pre-queue.
Yeah, so bad before the queue. I did it right after mining too. It was a soul crushing experience doing those two skills back to back. Because as Brad says, I like my AFK. But no,
I
two
mean,
of the
you're
least.
AFK on like 4 accounts right now, so yeah.
I'm not AFKing.
Okay,
so-
Darkscape,
I'm doing a Smoke Devil
RS3,
task.
old
I'm
school.
playing my other accounts. Leave me alone. You just don't have the intellect required to play more than one account, Brad. So leave me alone.
Ooh.
But no, superheating, very frustrating, and low level hunter as well. Low level thieving is abysmal if you don't do it at plunder, in my opinion. And if you don't have the level yet for blackjacking, just trying to pickpocket an NPC is really painful.
Wait, Finn, are you one of those people that does plunder at 21 thieving? Because I do.
Yeah.
Yes, mate.
Sad. Oh, they're not alts, by the way, Orange. He just plays on those accounts for fun.
Yeah. Don't need Altscape for GP. But yeah, but low level thieving outside of plunder is some of the worst design content in this game, along with low level hunter.
Really?
I mean, honestly, stealing those stalls aren't too bad, like cakes and stuff.
Yeah.
And
But you also dislike blackjacking then?
Better
Oh,
not.
I do, but I've never really done it because I knew I'd dislike it, so I just haven't even bothered.
Blackjacking's fun. I did it
Yeah, you
91
should
like
try it.
4 times. Okay, 3. Wait. 3. I think. Yeah, 3. Maybe 4. I don't remember. Wait, no. Okay, no, only 3. Okay, move on.
Okay, moving on then. What activity in-game that is currently unused would you like to give, or would you like to be good XP per hour that you would do?
I might be stealing Finbar's answer here, in which case I apologize, but like
No, you're also stealing
I
mine.
think I'm not stealing yours, arm.
Yeah.
I would be interested to see if the Rogue's Den minigame would be well, too bad. I'd be interested to see if the Rogue's Den minigame would be like an interesting way of training agility or thieving or something like that. I've never done it before, but I've heard it's pretty fun. You could get that cool outfit from it as well. So yeah, I mean, I'm sure no one really does it. So yeah, that's my answer.
What would you want the XP rates to be and what skill? Like agility or thieving? Like agility.
I think it would be kind of okay. This is gonna sound stupid. I'm only saying this because I want it to be balanced, I guess. Like, it'd be interesting if it gave thieving and agility at the same time, like multi-skilling it sort of, where it would maybe give like 100k thieving and like I don't know, like 20k agility, 25k agility or something. I'm not sure.
Would not be worth doing.
Oh, Finn, I don't know.
I don't think he
math.
wants it to be worth doing. He just wants it to be like an alternative.
Yeah.
Like not an alternative, just something that's not completely dead. I guess people still won't do
I
it.
see.
I don't know, so I'm just gonna steal Brad's Brad's answer, Rogue Den.
I would like to see fishing trawler be the meta for fishing, but like only solo fishing trawler, and like duo fishing trawler would be like less XP per hour, but it'd be a little easier to do. So like I mean like fishing trawler, but like the XP rate increases based on the lower number, like the smaller, like the smaller the number of players, the higher the XP rate, pretty much. That actually is a lot of fun.
I'm not sure what skill this would apply to, but a lot of people are gonna agree actually. I actually really enjoy doing the choppy bird hunting, whatever, for the diaries. That'd probably go under hunter.
It
Range.
ranged in hunter, to be
Yeah.
honest.
Like if those were more efficient, I don't know. I'd probably do them. Actually, if it was efficient, I'd do it no matter what. But still, I really enjoy doing that for the diaries.
I think law runes should be like efficient. I really like the method, the balloon method, how you do law runes.
Would you want like double laws or something to make it more efficient?
Yeah, maybe.
Would it? Are all runes high enough?
Probably
PP?
not, but I mean, it'd be a better alternative than like Astrals maybe, and not to be that guy, but it's kind of AFK, so we might do it sometimes, like the lower levels maybe.
Since everyone stole my answer, which would have been a Rogue's Den, I had a thread about the Rogue's Den from back in July 2014. Old school suggestions from. I bumped it for a year and a half, but I lost interest. I was proposing something similar to what Brad suggested, where you gain passive experience in both thieving and agility. But alternatively, maybe make it so you get tokens that you can spend on either thieving or agility. That way, you're not disadvantaged if you're already 200 more than one of those two skills, or you
Oh.
don't want to train one of those two skills.
I just thought
For
of
me,
something.
I'm 200 more thieving, so I wouldn't want the passive thieving XP.
I kind of wish that, like, I mean, I'm not very knowledgeable on Slayer, but like, I feel like they should like make a lot of like the Slayer dungeons or whatever more useful, because I feel like a lot of the Slayer dungeons in the game, like, no one really uses. Like, everyone just like goes to Neve's cave and just, you know, camps that cave for all of their Slayer
I was
XP.
just about to say that the Relica Slayer dungeon is so dead. I haven't been there since mid 2013.
That's
And
because there
that's
isn't
one of
anything worth killing in that dungeon.
yeah, there's nothing worth killing there. And the only reason I go to the Slayer Tower is because of the more 10-year Elite Diary giving a boost to Abyssal Demons. Everything else you just do in the cave. Unless it's not in the cave and then you do it wherever it is.
They should make it so that you
So-
can't use cannons in Neve's Cave, and you can't use your cannon in the Slayer Tower and whatever that other cave was.
It'd be interesting. The
Feminine.
problem with the
Relica?
Ferminate Cave though is
Ferminate,
there's
yeah.
nothing to kill in there.
Yeah.
Well, if you could use a cannon in there, wouldn't it make some things more efficient, maybe?
Well, it would probably make Basilisk efficient.
I don't think Neve assigns anything that's even in there.
You're
I'm
right.
pretty sure she doesn't assign jellies.
Maybe she could
So
start assigning stuff. Wait, aren't those like Krask things or whatever there? Or I don't know if they are.
Kuresks and Turov, yeah, but you have to use a leaf-bladed weapon. Unless you got leaf-bladed cannonballs.
Maybe they can
That'd be
also
cool.
introduce some more. Maybe they can have like a Turoth boss, and then
Leaf cannonballs would be interesting.
it drops like things you could add to cannonballs or another or higher level melee weapon, or an attachment to a currently existing melee weapon to have some kind of item sync.
That's a
This is-
possibility.
This is on an un-XP related note, but it would be interesting if they added a high scores to the games room, so people would actually give an incentive for people to play, because I'm pretty sure no one actually plays it, and so it'd be cool if like it was competitive, like in terms of elo, like so you could be like the highest elo and stuff.
I just
I don't know.
won't Turoths or whatever be like Dagonauts if they made it so they were cannonable? Actually, no, they're not multi, are they? No, but there's a lot of in there.
Make
a
it multi
possibility.
and then
What if they made it multi as well? Like the whole entire game multi. Do it.
That'd be fun for Dead Man.
Whole game multi, let's see. Oh, multi-combat Black Demons and Tavoli Dungeon.
Oh my. You'd use so many cannonballs. It'd be ridiculous.
See, this was gonna happen in 2 years, and you all say that Slayer isn't gonna be devalued that much more anymore.
I'm telling you.
Oh,
I don't know, like,
I would bet my third age longsword that they're not going to make the whole game multi.
if they made the whole game multi, that'd almost make me feel like I should do Slayer now, because that'd be really expensive cannonball-wise.
It would give me one more reason to stay away from the wilderness.
Oh gosh.
Multi
Well,
regular hunter.
RS3 had a couple of tasks that were actually good in the wilderness, like Greater Demons. The
Yeah.
only multi-combat spot for them in the whole game was in the Revenant Dungeon, so I used to cannon them though.
Oh wait, is there any like how like smoke devils are really good because you could barrage them? Are there any like monsters currently in Slayer that'd be really good if you could barrage them for like fast XP?
If Abbey Demons didn't teleport you and you could cannon them in multi, that'd be really good because they're 1x1 squares.
Yeah, didn't people do that in RS3 for a while?
Yeah, people still do it in RS2, they burst Abyssal Demons, because it's actually pretty good.
Do Black Demons have low magic defense? I feel like
No,
they
they're
do.
too big. Anything that's
Big?
more than 1 square by 1 square is not suitable.
Let's see. Regular Dust Devils? No,
Yeah,
not
regular
enough?
Dust Devils would work.
There's not enough of them, is there?
It's not enough, there's only 4 spawns.
Yeah.
What about those
The
Scarabite
Chaos
things or
Tunnel
whatever?
ones.
It's already multi, so you could.
Oh, they are. Okay. Okay.
Yeah, they're multi and they're all bigger than 1x1 square.
New meta fan.
The only
So-
problem is that they're not assigned in high numbers. Like you only get assigned like how many? 50?
Scarabite, you get between
Yeah.
30 and 50, I think, or 30 and 59, I forgot.
Yeah, the number should be higher if they were to be an efficient method.
Yeah. If they added the ability to extend them,
That'd be interesting.
yeah. No, multi-all isn't going to happen anytime soon, but it's interesting concept. Okay, our next question is, what item or items do you think should have an item sync that currently don't?
Well, my brain first thinks of like things that like are put into the game a lot, obviously, and aren't used at all. And my first reaction to that was, freaking, snakeskin. Snakeskin and flax both come into the game a ton from Zulrah, and I think that they should definitely add some sort of item sync to both of those items. I mean, I guess at the end of the day, it would make Zulrah more profitable, but I mean, there's millions upon millions of those items in game that aren't being used at all. I mean, they're probably like 1 GP each at this point. So, I mean, did I say Zora scales? Am I an idiot? I meant
think you did.
flax. Okay, well,
You
yeah,
said-
flax.
Okay.
Sorry, yeah,
Go on.
flax and snakeskin is what I would like to see as an item sync.
Yeah, I'd like to see an item sync, especially for flax. I think it'd be cool if there was some sort of spell to turn flax into bowstring.
If
Can
we're
I just say
relevant-
GP and oh shit.
No, I was speaking out of turn. Go ahead.
Can I just say GP and call that an answer?
Yeah, you could say GP sync. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, GP. We need more of that.
I was too focused listening to you guys, so I didn't really come up with the answer. So I'll just add on to what Brad said. I feel like they could potentially make a good crafting method out of the snake skins, because crafting currently just keeps getting more and more expensive, and there's a lot of snake skins. And
Maybe
The-
they can make a cheap alternative to crafting that's maybe like 250k crafting XP per hour, but it's
with
not
snake
nearly as
skins.
expensive. Yeah, or something.
Oh.
I don't know.
And I think you were
Oh,
saying
there's
something.
green dehyde bodies.
Isn't that what glass blowing is for?
Is that
Our
much
glass blowing's a
quicker?
lot slower than
I thought
that.
it was like 50k max or something like that.
Oh,
But anyways, what I was saying, like Brad also made the counter argument or whatever. Like it would also make Zora more profitable, but they could also have like another Zora nerf where it gives less snake skins or flax or whatever. And about the flax, I know a lot of Iron Man keep asking, or not asking, but bringing up the idea of auto flax spinner or whatever, or a spell for
Or
spinning
spell,
flax,
that would
is what I
work.
meant. Another one, I believe Swamp Tar is also brought to the game a lot, or in high quantities by Zora. I don't think there's any use for it other
Well,
than
you
these
could
little
bring-
swamp lizard things.
You could bring a higher level salamander because they use swamp tar as ammunition.
Yeah, that would be a
The
thing.
junk
Like
though.
that'd be a way to, um, give a use to Swamp Tar. They could bring a better lizard or salamander that actually is useful for maybe a new boss or a new method or something like that. Maybe a Slayer monster.
That would be a good answer to
Hmm.
like the previous question about like unused content makes salamanders like good range and mage XP per hour or
Oh,
something like
Theo.
that.
AJ.
Never mind.
Okay.
But that would decrease the price of my chins.
You're using Altscape anyway, Dreamscape. You don't need GP.
Not right now.
It would be good though.
I think the unique Sulra items could have a sync because there are so many of them in the game.
What would you suggest?
Well, I like the suggestion that they bolt that you could like make them into scales, but it didn't pass. So yeah, I don't know.
That'd be really
That'd be a
difficult,
good
I
idea.
guess. Like, they're already really powerful, so you wouldn't want to make them more powerful, like have some kind of thing to add on to them that would thus giving them an item sync. So I feel like the only way would be with scales, right? There is no other logical way.
No, you're right.
Go on, Fen, sorry.
I'd like to see a sync for high level items in the game, such as Bandos, Armador, God Swords, etc. Although the prices are good at the moment, if this game will eventually follow the trend of RS3, where the high MPVM items crash to a very low value because they don't have a sync and they're going to eventually become obsolete. It's
Let me guess, you bought a
really.
bunch of Bandos Tassets, bought
I don't
Armadillo
have
Twin
any.
Skirts.
I only have one set of all God War stuff. You can ask for all because I lent it to him recently. But I feel that unless that is addressed at some point in the future, we're just going to end up with a game that's got an excess of Bandos and Armadillo, etc. Because there's no sync for that kind of stuff. Because without a death, we don't have a punishing death system right now. So if you die, you can just get your stuff again. I've died like 5 times slaying, and I've had bank on the floor, but I've been able to pick it all up. So it's never been a problem.
So would you
So
suggest tier
it's
80 armor that uses
I would
God
suggest being
Wars
able to
armor?
upgrade it to make it stronger than it currently is, but in doing so, you have to use it on itself as an upkeep cost. Kind of like power armor and RS3 at T90. It's quite expensive to use, but it's best in slot.
Yeah, we don't really have anything better than like the 65, right?
Our best
Well,
like power armor is all non-degradable. T60, well T65 melee, T70 range.
Yeah, so maybe like a 75 to 75 is not even a thing. But like,
do people
Yeah,
use power
possibly.
armor to slay efficiently in RS3?
Yeah, they do. But a lot of people still use Bandos, Armador, and Subjugation, which is a mage version, because it's non-degradable. If you want to know XP waste though, you're going to use Nex or Malevolent or Serenic, Tectonic, all the degradable stuff. That's something RS has a real lack of in my opinion, are items that degrade to dust. Pretty much everything in this game degrades to a point where you can just repair it.
is there a flaw with this system I
And
just randomly thought of in my head? Like, instead of
go on.
actually getting the drops, you get like shards of that drop or something like that. Like kind of like an RS3 they do with like the loot share, but like so like this would also like bring in the opportunity or the possibility of having it so you could upgrade the armor, but like it won't actually like be that expensive. You could just like repair it with more shards of that drop, sort of. Like the actual item being
That's a
untradeable, and you
possibility
can
as
buy
well.
enough shards of that item to create the item. And of course, like if you don't add the attachments to it, it won't be a problem. You could just like there's a way to like put it back into the shard form to resell it if that's what you wanted to do. I don't know if I explained that
It's certainly
properly,
a
but
no, I know what you mean. That's certainly an option. I think anything in this game that makes the highest level weapons and armor degradable in some way is preferable to having them all non-degradable. Some people in the chat say it's not old school, but I don't think it's balanced for the best gear in this game to not have any upkeep cost. It's one of the things RS3 did right, in my opinion, is that everything after level 75 is either degrades to dust or has to be repaired with money. I think degrading to dust is the best way to do things. It's just the community generally doesn't like stuff that degrades to dust because they don't get to keep it. Like when Tectonic Armor came out in RS3, it was people were quite annoyed that it degraded to dust because they didn't want to keep having to make it. And it made it very expensive to use, but it was also the best armor in the game, so it was a fair trade-off. Our next question is on a related topic. It's, do you like bots being in the game? This is from an economic perspective only.
Yeah, like it obviously helps skillers a lot if bots are in the game because obviously it lowers the prices, but it also at the same time makes Jags look bad as a company having all these bots in the game. And I guess from like a competitive standpoint, it's terrible. I guess it's not too bad. I guess I don't like. I wonder what the price of buyables would be if there were absolutely no bots in the game. They would probably be a lot more expensive. So I don't know how you guys would think about that, but I guess I would like if buyables would be harder to achieve because the resources are more difficult to get. It was more notable in the beginning of old school when there weren't a lot of resources basically in the game, and so as a result, it was harder to train them and stuff like that. So I don't know. Obviously, as a whole, I wouldn't want them in the game, but I understand why people in the high-level community want bots because it lowers the prices.
Well, after 2 weeks, which is when I'll get to Untradeable Hunter, I can agree with everyone else that bots need to be in the game.
Yeah, actually, I definitely don't want bots in the game because I finished Untradeable Hunter with about 180k chins in the bank, and I did not know about the high price of black chins, and I was quite surprised when they were 2.7k each when I dumped them all, and because of that, I'm happy with no bots being in the game, at least at this point. I know that's going to change, but yeah, no bots, please. I make money.
Oh. The selfish part of me would actually prefer it if there were as many bots as possible collecting skill resources, pretty much. And I mean, this would just decrease the value of buyables a lot, which, of course, being selfish, I would not mind that at all. I'd actually prefer that. But the selfless part of me actually would not want any bots because, like, I feel like any new players, these methods of like gather resources or whatever, that would be their way of making money. And it's really hard to compete with bots. I don't know if you've seen Red Chin Champas or whatever. There's like 4 or 5 per world. That's just ridiculous for a new player who wants to make some money. They don't have like the private area unlocked. They have to compete with all those bots. It's not even feasible. Like they can't even any player that doesn't have the red chin private spot unlocked or they do black chins pretty much can't hunt right now. It's kind of sad. Hunt with red chins at least.
I don't like bots. I don't think there should be, but yeah, I don't really know.
Bots should just never have been a thing.
Yeah.
I'm obviously against bots, but the reality of this game is that most of the high-level methods we currently use rely on bots to give the supplies. Crafting, for example, we rely on bots to produce the air orbs that we use, or the green dragon hide that we use for bodies. Smithing, where do you think all that runite ore comes from, all that coal? Or where all the addy ore comes from?
Noobs.
Slayer?
Noobs
Who
money.
makes those? Who has made the 5 million cannonballs I have used so far?
Alt.
I don't think they were all made by legit players / bots.
Shanty.
Or people who kill Zora. Well, not the cannonballs, but the Addy bars and the rune ore.
Some of them. Some of it comes through there. All the sharks I experienced while cooking, I'm sure they came from
Michael?
a group of dedicated fishers. They probably came from bots.
Michelle.
Michelle.
Yeah. No, the problem with this game is there aren't enough ways to get those resources for regular players. If we didn't have bots, there'd be dramatic changes in the metagame because buyables would become a lot more expensive, probably at least twice as expensive as they are currently. This would practically force players to ultscape for GP. Ultscaping would be easier without bots, but it would become even more necessary than it already is. Because if you only make 500 mil from runecrafting and hunter on the way to max, but you have to spend 1.1 bill on buyables, how are you going to make the other 600 mil that you need? You're probably
Open,
going to have to
you
play
can.
alt. Or you can flip, but not many people want to do that
Yeah.
because they either lack confidence or they lack experience.
Or you could become a streamer and start taking donations like Randalicious.
Taking donations is not an option for most people. I'm against
Sure,
bots,
if you
but
asked for it.
I don't think bots could be removed from this game without other methods without other methods being introduced to bring in those resources.
Wait, what do you mean other methods are bringing in? Like PVM, pretty much? Like PVM skip, like RS3? More
Yeah, that's
Zoras?
what you'd have to have. Be bosses that give more resources, which means they have very good money per hour. Like
Okay.
KBD in RS3 brings in a lot of dragon bones and herbs.
Definitely.
Or pretty much all high level PVM in RS3 gives resources like rocktails, magic logs, U-logs, seeds, etc.
Actually be interesting. I wouldn't mind seeing QBD in our old school.
I mean, we already have. It's called Zora, Herm.
No, like for Dragon Bones, you know.
Well,
Actually, didn't
Zora drops Dragon Bones.
okay, but did QBD ruin Dragon Fire Shield prices, or is that just EOC making them useless?
EOC.
Are they called
Yeah.
Celestial Dragons did as well, didn't they, or something? Those
Well,
blue-
Yeah,
Herblore
those
made
drop a lot of visages.
Herblore made the upgraded anti-fire potion, which basically devalue Dragonfire shields.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that was that too.
And if sailing passed, I told everybody vote yes for sailing. We'd have those ruby gem dragon or whatever's, and maybe these would bring dragon bones down more. But no, everyone was like, no sailing. Sad old school ranger, whatever the heck Trickle calls it, preserver of the old school feel nerds.
I think the bottom line is without bots, the high level community would have to radically change how they train skills, and it's just not realistic. As much as I dislike bots on a personal level, I don't think this game would function as it does without any bots, unless changes were made to introduce these resources through alternate means. But moving on from question of bots, it's a would you rather.
Yes.
But
No.
runecraft lore runes to 200 mil runecrafting, or bury big bones to 200 mil prayer.
This is mate. I love this question because I obviously asked it, but I don't know, dude. Like both of them are so like manly. Like I mean, like prayer, you're looking at like 60 or not. I mean, like 6.6k hours or so. With law runes, you're looking at like like 10,000 or something. So I don't like which one would I rather do? I mean, obviously, like law runes are obviously a lot more relaxing, especially if you do the balloon method. I mean, I don't know. Like burying big bones kind of seems sort of fun, but I mean, like 6,000 hours of burying big bones, I don't even know if I'm capable of that. I mean, I might do big bones just because I want it like a really unique achievement. Like who in the unless you're like free to play or some shit, like why would you ever bury big bones? And I don't like no one is ever gonna do that. So I don't know. I kind of like the unique aspect of law runes. I mean, obviously, big bones. I mean, obviously, law runes is unique as well, but I feel like it's just easier mentally to be able to do law runes because it's more relaxing. So I don't know. I'd probably say I would rather do law runes, but yeah, in terms of unique achievement, I'd do big bones.
What did you say was the XP per hour for big bones?
I think it's like 35k or something. I could
I'd
be a
do
little
law
bit wrong.
runes, definitely law
Oh,
runes.
okay, it's 40 to 45 apparently actually.
Well, I guess I'll do law runes though, just because they seem more enjoyable.
Yeah, law runes are more efficient. So no big bones.
Okay. I'd do law runes. And I'd use runners for law runes because it'd be more efficient to do law runes because you're not making money anyways. Using runners for nats, it'd be the best XP per hour. Easy. So, law runes are efficient, guys. Should do them anyways. Screw Brad.
I would definitely do law runes as well.
I can't even take this as a serious question. Obviously,
Oh
gonna do
my
lore
gosh,
runes.
dude!
Can you imagine burying.
Okay, can you, Finn,
bones.
do you realize that Law Runes is 2 times the amount of hour? You're literally spending 10,000 fucking hours doing Law Runes compared to like 5,000 of burying big bones. Like, even
Big
less than
bones give
5,000.
15 experience when they're buried,
I know what
Brad.
you're doing, Brad. It's only gonna take me 3,000 hours to get 200 more XP from laws. Doing it wrong.
That's 13.3 million big bones.
Yeah, so you're gonna have to make like a
13.3
billion freaking
million.
Law Runes.
I can just use runners
Finn, I
for
feel
the
like you're
war
saying
runes.
Law Runes because you could use runners, dude. You cheating.
Not cheating. Being smart.
You're gonna start up your Law Rune running CC again, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, anyway.
Yeah, that's right. Wait,
Mm.
someone in the chat just said there's been a number of people who've got 200 more Pro and free to play where burying big bones is the meta.
What?
That's actually true. I'm astounded.
I'm pretty sure there's
No one in old school's done it. I didn't think anyone now has free had though, because
there's one guy
it's
who has like
incredibly
199 mil, I could have sworn. But I don't know.
that's
I don't believe it. Hyphen Bradford there.
does not sound appealing. Moving on from
Well,
a rather silly question posed by Brad.
uh,
Who is your favorite player in old school RuneScape who doesn't play anymore?
I swear, Brad.
probably user, because in my opinion he was a really like mature guy. Like he never involved himself in any drama. He was a very, very consistent player, and he looked like he was going for terminal woodcutting when he quit, I believe. So looks like he was going for a unique achievement. So I'd probably say user.
I'd probably say Sick Nerd just because his videos actually motivated me to go for max, and he's the first person I looked up to as an efficient skiller.
Okay, I quit myself.
We have to go with Harmony. I believe she was one of the most efficient females in the game. Before she quit.
I'm gonna say it's because she's Finnish and yeah.
Thinking. I probably want to say Tails,
I was
or
just
he
thinking
doesn't
that.
really play anymore. I liked his playstyle. He balanced RuneScape with work pretty well, and he was really good at every skill he did. Additionally, probably just Tails actually. There's no one else who really stands out to me.
Oh,
Who I knew personally.
I'm surprised you didn't. No one mentioned it was Sten. He's a fantastic player who recently quit.
Oh yeah. I guess
Old
I just
school.
haven't processed the fact that he's quit old school
Yeah, I
yet.
know, me too. It's kind of crazy, but yeah, he's definitely next to users, my 2 players.
And of course, a special mention for Harmony. It's very unfortunate what happened.
Yeah.
Top female player and all. Now, moving on from players who have moved on. What do you find to be the most annoying thing in the high-level community? Interpret this how you will.
I mean, this isn't even something like in the high level community, really. Like just in general, I just dislike how there's so many freaking trolls in like the community in general. Like I'm terrible at like banter and stuff like that. And like there's a reason I am in Solace and not Hexes, because like everyone in Hexes is a freaking troll. So yeah, I guess that's the most annoying thing. I also dislike how everyone uses like alts and stuff in the high-low community. I'd prefer if it was more pure and everyone had to make money through nature runes, but whatever. That's just a small pet peeve of mine. So yeah.
I guess the bigger pet peeve of mine is not related to specifically the high level skilling community, but it's kind of in general, and it's sort of caring about internet points. There are a number of players in the high level skilling community that just post memes on Twitter, and they do it just for internet points, and that kind of, I don't know, I just really don't see the point of it. Just not really post tweets too much, honestly. So yeah.
I like the skilling community how it is, so I don't want to change anything.
For me, it's probably Brad wasting his potential on a meaningless goal of 200 mil agility at Dorg.
What? Are you fucking kidding? Wait, that's okay. Out of the entire high level community, out of like everything that Hex has done to you as a person, you were gonna say me. I'm like your best friend in this game, and you're calling me out.
Sorry, Brad. It's
No,
really annoying and it's cringe.
oh my gosh, what the fuck?
I like how it is.
Hmm. What's my least favorite thing? The thing I find most annoying, probably the trolling. I think it's quite immature and unnecessary. I would prefer if high-level players could just go along. But an additional thing that really gets on my nerves is that players refuse to accept that flipping is a viable alternative to Altscape for 200 mil all skills. Most players I try to explain this to insist that it's not possible, and that's why runecrafting EHP cannot be changed. But they are wrong, and they really need to think about it more logically.
But
But
Finbar!
I have found there's a weak correlation between being able to understand a coherent argument and
But
being in a
Finbar!
high-level skilling community.
Finn!
So
Finn!
it's so frustrating every time I have this discussion or this argument with someone else, and they insist, no, you cannot flip your way to 200 with all skills. You must use an alt or you must runecraft. They're
Yeah,
wrong.
Finn. Finn, if everybody's
Yeah.
flipping, that means the margins are gonna get worse, Finn. That means nobody can do it. That means
No,
That means
don't
that means-
ever use that argument again, Rio. It's fallacious, and you know why.
no, it's not. If
But
everybody's
people
flipping
need
third age
to-
longswords, then they're gonna be like one each.
You can go flip your third age longsword, I'll go flip a third age cloak or something else.
But then what
Guys
if Wilson?
can,
But what
you
if
can
everybody
flip
becomes
a variety
Wilson?
of items.
If everybody becomes Wilson and they just have 10 of each, then you can't do it. Just buy everything.
No, but I'm not saying that everyone's going to become as successful as Wilson, but everybody can flip, and flipping is an alternative to Altscape for 200 more all, but people like to think that's not true, so it defends their runecrafting or PVM or some other nonsense as a way to make money.
But Finn, if there's zero time methods, why don't people just do rune plates and demonic thrones at 200 construction?
Because
and smithing?
those are completely unrealistic even if you flip. Even if you're Wilson, you can't do those methods.
But Finn, Wilson can afford to do 200 wall and then 200 mining off of purple sweets.
Wilson's a rare case.
Yeah, but Finn, didn't you like
You
transfer like
can
300
flip.
mil from
The
Darkscape? So
high-level
like, aren't you
community
using alts?
together could flip enough money for 200 more all, as long as they weren't all doing the same items. So, yeah. It's really frustrating when I try to discuss this with our high-level players and they don't understand or they don't agree for some nonsensical reason. It's just because they value their runecrafting EHP. And for people who doubt that you can flip 200 more all, look out, 2017. I'm going to do every 200 more viable back to back. That will teach you can flip 200 more all. With the staking and a little bit of Altscape and some PVM, but mostly flipping. I'm done with the rant. We can move on. Would you rather play Ultimate Iron Man or RuneScape Classic if you only had the choice of playing those two game modes?
I mean, personally, both of them sound really interesting to me. I guess I would probably choose Ultimate Iron Man, just because of the fact that there's so many new, unique methods that have never really been done before in the history of RuneScape. And I like the idea of having to find out new methods for skills and such like that and stuff like that. I mean, Classic sounds really interesting as well. It's just I mean, they're just very like generic methods that like everyone knows, like mining iron for mining, obviously, and wilderness course for agility. There isn't, I guess, any new interesting ways of training anything. And Ultimate Iron Man is obviously really manly in the sense that you can't trade, you can't bank, and so yeah, go with Ultimate Iron Man.
Neither one of them sounds fun, but I'm gonna say Ultimate Iron Man anyway, since there's actually a high score.
Yeah. No, I'll just not play.
Come on, AJ. One or the
No.
other.
Nope.
Don't be that guy.
Nope.
At least say RuneScape Classic. You can just buy the
No,
whole thing if you
no,
don't
no,
want
no,
to buy.
no, 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 no.
Fine. Okay. First, I must ask. can I play my main at the same exact time? Is this just something like Finn does and other accounts on the side, or do I have to focus all my attention towards it?
Well, I guess this is assuming it's, I guess, going to become your main account, sort of.
I'll probably go with Ultimate Iron Man then, just because I feel like RuneScape Classic's too plain. I don't know. I don't like it very much.
I really don't like RuneScape Classic just because there aren't really any animations. I really love RuneScape because, or like old school, especially because there's like animations for things. In RuneScape Classic, it's just like there's like an axe above your head for wood cutting. Like, wow. So.
I think Ultimate Iron Man would be kind of fun, so I'll definitely play that.
I would probably play Classic. RuneScape Ultimate Iron Man does not sound remotely appealing. So I just don't think I could enjoy a game mode that's so restrictive. I couldn't set viable long-term goals, whereas I feel like in Classic I would have more opportunity to, especially if it was reopened and became more popular. So really, I'd rather play neither. They're both quite bad in their own way.
I didn't really go into detail, but I kind of personally I like finding new metas and stuff, and I feel like there's not really much to like find out on RuneScape Classic, but I feel like there's a lot that you can learn and like master, and like I guess you master and learn things on that game as well, but like coming up with new methods on Ultimate Iron Man, I just feel like there's a lot more to offer.
And you said you didn't want me to steal your answer.
Did you say
Nice
that
job,
too?
guy.
I
I
zoned
said the
out.
exact same thing. Oh my
Dang
god.
it. I zoned out. I'm sorry. I was petting my cat.
I feel like Finn would play Classic just because, like, I don't think Finn can survive without trade. Like, he needs to be able to merch to be able to make money. So, yeah.
That's true.
Even merch
I
in
don't
Classic.
think I could sit there rune crafting for GP like you guys.
Isn't there only like 20 legit players in Classic? So how are you gonna merch in there?
Merch off the bots.
What? Don't all
Don't
like,
even think that's viable.
yeah, I'm pretty sure like all of them just bought to like fund themselves or bought their own
Well,
supplies.
if you were an intelligent flipper, you would buy a bunch of items right now because all the items are really low because all the bots, and because Classic is going to be open in like 4 days or some shit, they're all going to rise to like 1,000,000 GP. So yeah.
I zoned out again. Continue.
Okay, let's continue. What is one update that you cannot live without?
This is such an like I was the one who asked this question. I feel like an idiot for asking it because now like fucking I'm gonna get like, well, Brad wants updates. He likes updates. No,
Brad,
but
like updates?
one.
Why are you doing
I guess
then?
the one update that like I really like and like it's one of the updates that I really liked to see when I started playing old school from RS3 was the ability to move your middle or move the camera with your middle mouse wheel. Like it's too addicting. Like I can't live without it, mate. It's just too fun to just like swing your camera like all the way around all the time like an autist. Like I love it.
That surprised me, Brad. I thought your favorite update would be Dorg.
Well, update that you can't live without. I don't know.
You can live without Dorg? But then
Yeah, I
Turgle
could.
wouldn't exist. Wait! If Dorg didn't exist, Turgle wouldn't exist, and that means you'd be playing on Brad, and therefore I'd be happy.
Yep.
Okay, continue.
Well, I wouldn't be playing if it weren't for any PVM updates because when I first played, it was for PVMing basically. And I guess what I can't live without right now is the magic imbue spell.
Let me think. Someone go first.
Huh?
You go.
Oh no, all the pressure. Frozen Day, go! Forgot.
I really like the Grand Exchange.
Same,
I
same.
Yeah.
Wait. Go on, Finn.
I was gonna say the Grand Exchange for obvious reasons. Without the GE, I would have had to start using alts, or I would have had to run to the arena, like some other high levels, and get money that way. But that's rather
Damn, I should
risky.
have
So
said that.
Oh,
I should have said
GE
that.
is so helpful just for everything, all skills. making money, just convenience overall. I was close to max when the GEO came out, but I had mostly valuables left because I knew that the actually no, I was max before the GE came out. Never mind. Sorry, I thought it was 2014. It was 2015. But no, I did all my skills before the GE, and the difference between then and now is starter link because the GE makes it so much more convenient.
It's essentially 0 time buying and selling because you could be skilling or whatever and buying and selling items at the same time.
Is the hiring of Mod Weath an update? Well, technically didn't like remove like the old bot system, so it was an update. Hiring Mod Weath. I'd say that was
Yeah,
my favorite
he
update.
changed the bot system.
Because in a way, that kind of made AHK legal. Like people used to get false made all the time for AHK, but now they don't after Mod Weath was hired. My favorite update. Wouldn't be able to live without it because I'd have to be manual. Otherwise, I'd fear I'd get banned.
Is that true? Because I used AHK from quite early on.
Like,
I never got
with,
I never
like,
got falsely banned or anything.
very simple scripts you can get away with, but diagonals, you'd probably
Oh,
get
your
banned.
diagonal loop, diagonal scripts where you're just pushing one key and it does everything. Yeah.
I'm surprised no one mentioned because we were actually talking about this before the podcast. Like no one mentioned the update of old school RuneScape itself.
Oh yeah, that's my
As an
favorite
update.
update.
Oh,
The introduction of
yeah.
the old
Yeah,
school servers.
well,
That's it.
obviously.
Kappa. No, it's my least favorite update.
That's not an update, that's a game release.
Yeah, it doesn't really count as an update, right?
Yeah, you're right, I guess.
I'd be 200 below on RS3 by now if that never came.
So would like everyone.
Pretty
Yeah,
much.
so would
I would not.
Or I would have burnt out.
When have you been playing RuneScape 3?
Oh,
Iron
Andrew
Man
Wiggins
mode.
listed a really big one. That nothing successful methods. Us competitive noobs on the top page, that was a big one because Guffins was highly overpowered for competition.
Oh, Finn, you should have said the Slayer skill. I don't think you could live without the Slayer skill.
That was an update. That was in the
Just did
beginning.
something else.
But-
It was also at the beginning of all the skills, so there was
Um,
that.
I don't think we did this earlier. We mentioned least favorite content, but what's our least favorite updates?
Oh! Wait, can I answer
Zora.
the one first?
Yeah, go on,
Since
Andrew.
I'm doing mining, I just thought about this. The static spawns would have been horrible if they weren't added into the game for mining.
Ooh.
Oh, definitely.
But yeah, for least favorite update, I would definitely probably have to say Zulrah, to be honest with you. It just devalued so many skills. Also, the GE also devalued a ton of skills, mainly bank standing skills.
Really, Brad? Just you're talking badly about the GE.
The GE devalued like hundreds, like the GE devalued thousands of hours off Twitter all.
No, it
Like
didn't.
if you had to stand.
No, it didn't.
Yes, it did. Finn. If you had to stand like at V West buying and selling,
You could have
things,
just used an alt to buy and sell here.
but at the time alts weren't legal.
Brad, you do know you're gaining XP whilst you're waiting for the other player to get to you, right?
I don't know. Like, I don't like the G. It just makes it too convenient to be able to buy and sell things. And I want to see Finbar like Runecraft for GP or something.
I have runecrafted for GP. I was the first person to sell a 99. That's all the
Runners.
runecrafting I ever needed to do. I didn't use runners.
Is anyone else gonna answer?
I had a good one.
Least
I forgot
favorite.
it.
Nightmare Zone's high on top of my list just because of what it did to the game.
Oh, I remember my least favorite update now. The fixing of the hero bug.
Oh.
Who said it was a bug?
Well, exactly. Fixing of the undocumented features of pickpocketing heroes at an increased rate of 40%.
No, Robo Sick Dog documented it.
It was okay. The documentation of the heroes bug or heroes feature. Sorry. Whatever.
You bug abuser.
It's not a bug.
But alright, moving on from favorite and least favorite updates. What is your favorite RuneScape soundtrack? I'm just gonna say now I can't answer this because I don't listen to RuneScape sounds. So
Oh, Finn, you don't even
Oh, Brad.
you don't even know the lore of the game. My
Oh,
favorite
damn.
soundtrack is definitely Groundscape. I've always like when I first started playing RuneScape and I didn't listen to like YouTube music or anything like that. I always listen to Groundscape. It's a pretty like upbeat, fast-paced song on the list, and yeah, I thought it was always a really good song in my opinion.
Mine is Attacker. That's the track that you unlock when you do Dragon Slayer, and it's just because it was the like I didn't listen to like YouTube music or whatever. Like Brad said, I just listened to RuneScape music while I played, and while I was doing Dragon Slayer, it just kind of like it kind of really motivated me to kill that dragon while I was really low level.
Yeah, my favorite RuneScape soundtrack definitely gonna have to be a tie between adventure, ambient jungle, dead quiet, Gao Garden, Legion. That's also a really good one too. I recommend you should listen to that one. Lament, that's great as well. Royal, that's also a
Holy
good track.
crap!
Just naming everyone you see.
The melody isn't that great, but I like the rest of the song. It's actually pretty good. And Scorpia Dances. I really can't decide between all those songs. They're all really good though. I recommend you guys should all listen to them.
A lot of good options. My answer isn't as good as that one, but I'm gonna go with Diango's Little Helpers. It just reminds me of alts, so it just makes me happy and has a tingly feeling inside every time I listen to that song.
Every time have you ever actually listened to that song, Har?
To get to me right now. 1 second, I'll be my mic.
I really like the Pinball Wizard. That's my favorite.
Oh, that's a good one. I don't know what soundtrack it is, but I really like that soundtrack in Fell to Pills. I don't know what it is, but that's a good one.
The Untradeable Hunter, and you don't know what the soundtrack is in Delta Pills?
Reported.
Whatever. I guess I'm a bot then.
Because I've got no answer and there's not much room for elaboration. Next question is, what do you think of RNG? This is random number generation. Do you think it should be removed? Just your perspective in general on the random aspect of this game.
I know some people like don't like RNG at all. Like they would rather if the game were just like really consistent. I was actually the person who asked this question, so yeah. But I actually really like the idea of RNG. I like when people spend like 10,000 kills trying to get like a cow fight princess or something like that. I think that's hilarious, and like I guess it like adds to the reward when it takes that long to get. I just like RNG like kind of makes RuneScape, to be honest. Pretty much every single thing in this entire game involves some sort of RNG. I guess maybe quests don't really involve much RNG, and I guess bank skills don't really involve much RNG either. But I really like RNG because it spices up the game. There's like an infinite number of more variables when you add RNG because there's so many more possibilities for things. It makes it so much more exciting on Reddit seeing when people get things like, for example, 2 rangers and a holy sandals and 1 clue. Like that's more rare than Third Age. So it's just I think it's really exciting, RNG.
Yeah, I like Brad's answer. It definitely adds an element of surprise to the game. If everything wasn't related to, well, if nothing has RNG, then basically everything would kind of be like skilling, where you know what you're gonna get. So PVM would just be mindless grinding, and say if you know you're gonna get an Armadillo crossbow at the 1000th kill, it's just not gonna be a surprise when you get it.
Yeah, keep in mind that if RNG wasn't a thing, mining, fishing, woodcutting, hunter, all those skills would be insanely devalued because you'd instantly get every single resource with no fail rate. So yeah, keep RNG because it makes the skills impressive, quote unquote.
I think you should just keep it for the similar reason Brad gave. It gives a lot of excitement and stuff, but Brad, since you said that you think, or that you enjoy the excitement of RNG, I must ask, since the door course is very RNG oriented, what's your favorite RNG item? The power box, the lever, or the cog, Brad?
I've
Which item
noticed that like
excites you the most?
it gives you the power box more often. So
Well,
yeah.
that's not the question. I'm
the
asking which
least?
item excites you the most.
I mean, Harm, this is a weird question. I'm not answering it. I don't know.
Well, personally, I get really excited whenever I get the cog. Don't know why. Cog just, it always gets to me.
I get really excited when I get the triple 10 kg or triple 5 kg granite.
Oh, I love it when I
Oh,
get
don't
that.
even get me started on when you get the triple back when you get like the back-to-back triples, like you get the 10 kg sandstone triple and then the 5 kg granite. Oh,
Oh, I don't know if you've
my
gotten
gosh!
this
Now that I
before.
think about
Don't
it,
even.
I honestly hate RNG. Now that I think of it, because all these people that are high rank Slayer, they always feel the need to announce what Slayer tasks are. And they're like, "Ooh, I just got Caliphites. Ooh, I just got 2 whips this
Brad!
task." Like, oh my god, dude.
We have a
It's
lot of
so-
Slayer guests in the stream. Please, Brad.
I don't care, dude. Like,
Simmer
Slayers
down,
are
simmer
so
down.
annoying. They always feel the
Just
need
can't
to
appreciate
announce.
it because the highest level slave you have in your account is level 9.
Oh!
I mean, fair point, but I'm just saying, like, all the top Slayers are just like, ooh, next task. Ooh, I just got these. Ooh. I'm just
Ooh, it's
running
gonna power
laps.
box. Ooh, whatever. Ooh, cog. Ooh, I really like that cog.
Finbar? Oh, never mind.
I think.
I go on, Frozen.
Yeah. I don't personally like RNG, but I think it motivates a lot of people to go, for example, like boss bets or stuff like that. So I think it should be in the game.
I think RNG is an integral part of RuneScape. We couldn't really have it ties into so many skills that I don't think we could not have it. And for bossing and PvP, RNG adds an important element of surprise, which I think is just it's fundamental to the game. So I like RNG and I think it should stay. I would never support RNG being reduced or removed.
How would Slayer even work if there was an RNG to it? Just, you ask for
Just
a
Just
every
choose
task.
your
task in a set
task.
list. That would be really strange.
Maybe like
You
could
just
have
get
it
the
so.
same drop over and over again.
No, oh yeah, it'd be weird for drops.
Well, how would the task
No,
system
I guess
work?
like the
was
way
gonna
the
say.
tasks would work is you just get them in the same order every single time.
Yeah, I
So
was
you could add
gonna
your
say.
demons and
Like you'd have a set amount you have to do, and like
Oh,
in
that'd be
order,
terrible.
you have to do every single task like over and over again.
Oh,
in
Brad,
I
order.
don't think I'd
Slayer
do Slayer
autistic.
if that was the case.
I guess Finbar would actually be really good for a 30 hour though, because you couldn't like skip tasks or anything. So yeah, everyone would like be getting the same tasks when going for a 30 hour. I guess it'd be more
Brad, I've got
balanced.
the number 1 30 hour. I don't want 30 hours to change, so I can keep having the number
You'd
1
probably
30
make
hour.
30
Finn's
hours,
opinions
like,
are
less.
because he wants to keep what he has.
I know Finn is
He
the
wants to
most
do that.
selfish person in the world. He's like, whatever benefits me the most, I want.
Brad, you don't have any day records, so don't say anything.
Yes, I do.
Oh no, Ging beat you in Sword of Lord Speed.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
You don't have any day records, so don't talk about it. Okay, now that
I
that's
really
sorted
hope
out,
Slayer becomes 60k an hour. I want it to happen.
I really hope the dual course becomes 90k an hour just to watch you squirm.
I really hope Turtle gets false bans.
Holy shit!
Oh, that would be even better.
This is
Okay.
absurd.
Moving on from RNG, will you log into RuneScape Classic when it reopens? For those of you who don't know, because 2016 is the 15th anniversary of RuneScape, RuneScape Classic will be reopening for an additional. This is probably the final time, but they said that last time, so don't count on it. RuneScape Classic will be opening for all players to log into it, so it's the only chance you'll have to play it for the next couple of years.
Well, if I do end up getting banned on Turgle, I'm probably gonna end up quitting for RuneScape Classic. So yeah, I definitely will play it the first couple days to see how it is, to see how the mechanics work and skilling and such. To see like the fuster cluck of people all on Lumbridge just chopping down wood and such would be really interesting to me.
I don't. I already logged into RuneScape Classic and it looks retarded. So
Nope.
I believe in a previous podcast I had mentioned that I have about 30 alts. On the release or on the day that you can log into RuneScape Classic. I plan on logging in all 30 of those accounts, turning them into an alt factory in quotation marks on the alts. They're definitely going to be alts. They're not going to be cheated. Don't worry about it. I'm going to make Approximately 3.5 bill a year by playing 0 hours a day.
I probably won't.
It's like,
I've no interest.
I've already got veteran access on my RS3 account, so probably not, unless I want to try it with some of my friends. I've tried Classic before though, it's really not fun, so I'm unlikely to try it again. Although I have a totally different mentality now because I play efficiently, whereas when I originally tried it, I didn't. So, I don't know, maybe.
on a serious matter, I'd actually log in on a couple accounts just in case I actually want to play in the future. If anything ever happens.
Yeah, you should log in on an alt. I might do that too, actually, because I can't play my main
Wait.
Classic at the same time.
Does RuneScape Classic require membership to play?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I don't think I would take it too seriously. Like I'd never play it. Like I'm definitely not gonna start playing it off the bat. But I like having access to it just in case I ever did want to start playing for some reason. I don't want to regret
makes
not
sense.
doing it.
Moving on from Classic, our next question is, do you think we'll get 200 mil all skills in Old School?
Well, I'm gonna answer this question as if the game would not get devalued, because if you had said who's gonna get 200 mil in all skills in like 2010, Suomi would probably be the only person that I would say could get it. But since updates happen, obviously a lot more people are capable of getting it. So if we were to say no updates, I would say Vestfold, because he is capable of doing slow skills. He's been very consistent since the start of Old School, and he is a very motivated person. Although he doesn't like Slayer, so that might be controversial to whether he can get 200 mil or not. Lynx Titan, obviously, because he is halfway or even more than halfway to 200 mil because of updates. Yeah, he's obviously, like, he hasn't shown any sign of slowing down or anything, so he's definitely a contender. Some lesser, or some people that might not, like, have a better chance than, like, the average high-level person in the community. Trance music, in my opinion, has a pretty decent chance. Another contender would be No One Perfect if he ends up actually going through and doing all the Bibles and such. It might be a crazy assumption, but Jake, he is probably going to be playing this game until he dies, so he might be able to achieve 200 mil. I mean, I think Vior, I might one day brainwash him into playing his Dorgish Khan account, so I don't think he'll ever achieve it. So yeah, people.
Well, that was in depth.
Sorry,
Yeah, and you said I
sorry.
was gonna get it.
Well, I was gonna say one of those things. All right. Well, since I'm the one who has to answer that question, I guess I would say Lynx Titan. Guess that's an obvious one. Well, Vestfold was able to get it. I don't know. I don't know how to answer that question. Just basically anyone who's motivated enough could get 200 mil.
Wait, what was the question again, by the way? Like the exact wording of it?
Who do you think will get 200 mil?
Oh, okay, okay.
If anyone.
Let's open up CML here. All right, we got Lynx Titan, we got Vestfold, we got Trance Music. Wait, hang on a second. Okay, not Runes. Hey Jace, No One Perfect, Sens, and yeah, that's it.
Oh, I think it's also worth noting that Mini Finbar will achieve 200 mil if Silverhawk boots and warbands come to Old School.
Sorry, Buar.
I think Brad and I discussed this at length a couple times. Oscar and Nerd are the most likely. Actually, I might be joking. Oscar's been surprising me lately. I like Oscar. He never gives up on a goal. He always slow and steady. He's not inefficient like Cap King. Sorry, Cap King, I love you. I know you're watching. You always watch my streams, but he's consistent, mate. He did the Guthans and everything, so he's up there. Like that was kind of trolly, but at the same time, it was actually kind of serious. But more serious on a serious note, definitely I have strong feelings towards Lynx Titan eventually getting it. I have trance music. He's like, actually, I talked to somebody about this. I gave everybody like a percentage of their chance of getting 200 Malal. I think I gave Lynx Titan like an 85%, Trance like a 60, myself like a 10%, AJ like a 0, Brad like a 3. I gave
Fucking-
Finbar like a 25%. I gave Sens a negative 3. Actually, I'm joking. Sens gets like a 30. I gave Randy like a
close on the list.
45 because I feel like everything's gonna get faster. I gave Hey Jace like a 50% chance of getting it. I don't know.
Well,
I think-
this is pretty easy. Sorry.
No, it's fine. Continue.
I'm gonna say King.
The king?
Oh yeah, Cap King.
The
He has
Cap
like
King.
he has like a 96% chance.
96.
96.
Yeah.
Another person worth noting might be
justify the number?
Razor Beast.
No, he can't
Is
do the other
he-
skills.
Oh.
You said it.
Oh yeah.
Oh, what the fuck? Who didn't mention it? Oh, I guess, okay, if AJ does Lava Runes, I think he'll be able to get to them all.
Brad, I told you.
Dude, you love all skills. You will be able to achieve it, AJ. You're excellent at balancing IRL, and I believe in you, AJ.
Yes.
Okay, Laloned or whatever. I know I'm taking your spot, Finn, but I feel like Randy will just AFK everything. I feel like everything's just gonna get AFK, and he's just gonna keep doing it. I mean, I don't know. And Razor's maybe I didn't say a number for Razor, but I feel like he's maybe like a 40 to 50 as well with AJ or yeah, Hey Jace. Anyways, go on, Finn.
Okay, I was gonna say, obviously, the king himself, Lynx Titan, will achieve 200 more because he's an unstoppable force. I do not think Vestfold will achieve 200 more.
I agree.
So,
I even give
just
Vestfold
putting it out
100.
there, I don't think Vestfold will be able to achieve 200 more, despite what people say about him. I don't think he has the persistence necessary to get through the skills he actually dislikes, such as Slayer. And he states to himself that with changes to his real life, he doesn't even know how much he'll play. So Vestfold is a wild card. I wouldn't say that I don't think he can get 200 more, but I think he will go quite far. He'll probably just quit suddenly though, and that'll be it. I think, who else? Chance Music, if he keeps playing, he'll get 200 more. I don't really see why not. Although he is somewhat bottlenecked by the fact that he doesn't do lava runes for rune crafting, so he's going to spend more hours on 200 more than many people would.
Oh, that doesn't stop him from being able to get 200 Malal, Finn.
It just makes him
It's a
little
pretty
less
big
likely.
obstacle, though.
But about Razor, people say just because of his age, but I feel like because of his age, that leaves like more room for him to find other hobbies. Most people, like when they're older, they know what they're doing with their life and they have everything down. He's still in the stage of his life where he has to figure that out. So I feel like just because of that, he might find something else that he prefers to do. And
That's a good point.
with that being said, he
Yeah.
also really dislikes any gatherer skills. He just doesn't like them. I've talked to him about it. I don't think he wants to ever do them unless they're the last skills he has left.
Someone we might have glossed over was possibly Malt Lickies. He's shown that he's an extremely long-term player, and while he might not train the most, or he might not be the most micro-efficient player, he is capable of putting in a lot of hours into skilling. And so we'll see what he can do after he finishes his combat skills.
Walt Lickies and yeah, go on.
If slower skills get faster, you'll see Randalicious and I up at the top, because we've got money. He's got ults, I've got flipping, and if every skill becomes viable, then
And you guys both have donations, yay!
Warband, I
And you
don't
can
have
bar
donations.
side by side.
Warband, Silverhawks, Runespan, let's go. That'll be easy to into Warland, but I don't expect the game to get devalued quite that much. So personally, I don't think I'll get 200 more because I'm not really interested in the slow skills like mining, fishing, and
So
woodcutting.
Slayer is a fast skill. Aha.
Slayer's different. It feels different.
He
I
likes
don't.
it.
I like Slayer. I don't like those other skills. So I'll just 2016 I'll do Slayer and melee. 2017 I'll do every Bible back to back. 2018 I'll quit, and then I'll be we'll see. I think if Brad put his mind to it, he could probably get 200 more. Because although he's got morals, RuneScape's quite a big part of his life, and I don't see him quitting anytime soon. So, with that in mind, if he wasn't playing a pointless Dorgashin Khan agility alt, then he would be a decent contender in my opinion, long term.
So wait, so I'm ranked 2, lost potential than an old
Rank
school.
1.
Tails is number 1.
You're rank 1.
No, you're rank 1,
What?
Tails.
How am I rank 1?
I can't even express my feelings towards your Dory account.
But Brad,
Just
one of
too
Brad's goals. Remember what one of Brad's goals is for the year? Anyone remember?
To talk to
Go
a
on.
female that is
To
not.
talk to a female.
Wait,
and that
no,
means-
That
is
is
human.
not. That is a human. It
is
has to be a
human.
human.
It
It
has
cannot
to
be in the
be-
direct family.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and those right there destroy your RuneScape games.
I'm
So-
not even joking, ladies and gentlemen. Do not ever, if you plan on playing RuneScape, like, do not ever get a girlfriend. It will destroy you.
How would you know, Brad?
Wait.
Just
You
because-
can't speak from experience, bro, whereas I can speak from some experience on the matter that having a girlfriend does not necessarily detriment the games too much.
Did
It
you see
depends
how
on the
hard?
girl,
No, Finn,
though.
I don't even care. Finn, did you see how hard TMM was going? He was freaking playing like 1,000,000 hours a day, and then as soon as he got a girlfriend, like he didn't play nearly as much. Like, I don't
That's
know.
because your
Look at
significant other
Oi,
has
your
to play RuneScape as
BFF.
well.
Well, look at
otherwise
Randy.
It doesn't really work. Yeah,
Randy.
look at Randy.
Well, Randy had a girlfriend like before he was even playing RuneScape, so it was easy for him to transition.
Okay. But I feel like somebody we actually missed, I think, is significant as Acid Soul. I mean, I feel like Biables would be a struggle for him, but if he could actually just get the money for it, I feel like he's gonna have no trouble with the slow skills. So like, if he just finds the money somehow, Andrew Wiggins, I know you're out there, he's probably more likely than like Vestfall or something like that, in my opinion.
Yeah, Acid Soul certainly has potential. He's proven himself with mining and then again with agility, so very competent player. It's so hard to say because the top players are years away from 200 more, and we don't know what direction the game's going to go into.
And you never know if all the top players are going to burn out one day. So.
But all we know, Lynx Titan might not log in tomorrow, and he will never log in again. And there we go. So number one contender for 200 all is just
I
gone.
feel like there's a lot of like pressure for people in the high level community to like not burn out though. So it'd be
Guys,
interesting.
I got it.
What's pressure going via?
Wilson's gonna get 200 all because he could just do purple sweets for all the slow skills, and he could just do the most expensive, reasonable methods for all the fast skills.
Wilson's an AFKer though.
Yeah,
Have
it
you
doesn't
seen
matter,
him do
mate.
skills?
Imagine
There's
it-
no
One
way.
day,
I'll take his
Purple Sweets is
account.
gonna be AFK. Wilson's getting 200
Uh,
first. He has the capital. He'll just pay people to do slow skills for him or something like
No,
that.
no. Wilson's a good mercher. He's
Dude.
decent PK, but he's not a high level efficient skiller. So
Imagine if they introduced
chance.
GE fishing or something like that. You just stick the rod like into the GE or something, and it gives you fishing XP or
No,
something.
it just gives you money.
It just gives you money.
You have like a rare chance of getting a 3-age longsword.
Oh gosh.
GE fishing, yeah.
GE fishing. Well, they wanted GE agility, so I don't fucking know, mate. GE woodcutting and just put some ivy on the side of the GE walls.
But yeah, I think most of the top players right now probably won't get 200 more just because it's so far away. Somebody in the chat said that the first person 200 more may not be on the front page now. I would say that's accurate. In RS3
Yes, it's
until
all.
2013, really, other than Stormy, most of the people who were on top page, it was in 2012, 2013 as the top players then did go on to get 200 more, but prior to that, that wasn't the case. So,
That's because the game got devalued heavily. That's the difference.
how do we know old school won't
Okay.
get devalued?
Are people
Well,
like
I'm sure it won't get devalued as much as RS3 did. Thanks to the JMod.
There might be some undocumented features or future content that
Oh,
provide
maybe.
opportunities for devaluation.
Yeah, I heard there's a lot of like secret undocumented features that
Maybe.
were coming with the introduction of Zaya in about 4 days.
Uh,
I actually have a question about that coming up.
Features.
Features.
Harm, I took it out.
Oh, I'll ask at the end. Don't worry.
Alright, moving on from 200 mil all. Do you think staking should be taken out of the game?
Yes! Like, you have no idea how many friends I have who've played this game that have been sacrificed to the holy arena of oldschool.runescape.com. It's so annoying seeing them stake all their progress away. Like, come on. Like, do you understand? Like, I would have so many more friends on this game, and it would just be so much more exciting if no one staked their banks away. Like, it also promotes gambling IRL, which is obviously an insanely negative thing. Staking is just so stupid. Like, if you're a staker, I honestly think you're a moron. Like, there's no point to staking. Every staker's like, ooh, I want to double up, and they always want more and more money. And then when they lose, they're just like, all right, I'm quitting. Like, it's so stupid. Like, no staker has a long-term mindset. That's why I hate stakers. Like, you never see a staker be like, okay, so I'm going to calculate the minimum number of stakes I need to achieve 200 mil on all skills. No one gives a fuck. Everyone just goes all in and stakes their entire bank. It's bullshit. I don't like stakers. That's my opinion, so it should be, removed.
But Brad, I'm a staker.
Yeah, I know. It's stupid. You're a moron for staking.
But Brad, I'm up like 7 bill.
Yeah, so is Finn.
Well,
That doesn't mean that it's a good thing to be up.
yes,
Like,
it is,
I don't know.
Brad. It's a good thing. If I lost that 7 bill, I wouldn't be here today.
Staking is just so Dan's game. People just do it for the short-term adrenaline rush. It's like drugs or alcohol or some shit. It's stupid as shit. But yeah, next person.
It's one of the few things that I would actually be happy seeing be removed from the game entirely. So yeah.
Yeah, I don't really care. I think staking's fine where it is.
I think staking's the best thing that's ever come to this game. Because it is slowly taking out the competition for me. I don't have to hire assassins anymore. Or wait, never mind. This is the podcast. I don't have to do other means of making people burn out anymore. They just go stake all their money and lose it for me. And plus, most of the people that will donate to you for 200 Malal are stakers. Nobody in their right mind is going to go RC for 10,000 hours and donate you 10 bill for 200 Malal. But maybe you can have a friend who goes and wins 6 bill and they'll give you like 1 or 2 bill. Just, why would you ever want to get rid of that?
I really dislike staking. I've never staked myself, and yeah, I think they should remove it.
I must confess, I have made a couple of trips to the arena in my time, and fortunately I have made money from it, but I still believe staking is not in the best interests of the community and should be removed. As, like Brad said, I've known some good players like Tails, who have won money from staking, and then lost money from staking, and they've quit as a result. Or our good friend, the Solace mascot Hilt, who also has made a lot of money from staking
Maxibon,
and
yeah.
lost even more money from staking. And Maxibon, and
All these.
like recently, Tsar Hero made and lost a lot of money staking, as have various other players like Ace Too Cool, and I don't know who else comes to mind, but yeah, staking is bad, don't do it. And then we've
So
got
it
Michael
begs the
Oons, on the other
question.
hand, who has made like 5 bill, but he hasn't left the arena as far as I know. So yeah,
To be
it's
continued.
yeah, to
Do
be
you-
continued on that
Hmm,
story.
right.
How could you forget Bound?
Oh
It's
yeah,
also bad
Bound.
just because
Oh,
it's
Bound!
also
Oh
bad
my
just
gosh,
oh
dude. I was
can
genuinely
I
pissed
just
off at Bound. Like,
can I
Go on,
just say
Dreamscape.
something? I also hate how the dual arena just values GP. Like when you stake and win a lot of money, you don't see it as thousands of hours play. You just see it as, oh, I just made that in a few seconds. It's nothing. Like you see that cash stack and you think like, well, what am I gonna do now? So you just stake again.
yeah,
Well, yeah.
staking is extremely addictive. So
If there's no staking, there'd be no Ellie market. Like the Ellie market would be like so low. So like, who would buy Ellies? Like all the
people that like to
stakers.
show off their GP.
Finbar?
Yeah, people make big staking, buy Ellie for a day, sell it, and then lose their bank.
It's a good
That's
question.
who
Who would
buys Ellies.
pay billions of GP for a Village Longsword if not a staker?
What?
Exactly, Finn.
Third Age Longsword, or just Elite Third Age in general. Who was going to pay billions for it? It's just stakers. But yeah, staking is bad. Don't do it. And Michael Owens, if you're watching the stream, please leave the arena, or at least give me your money for safekeeping.
I'll take the money, and I won't give it back.
Nah, I'll take it. I'm more trustworthy because I'm a
Well,
high rank
Harm,
overall.
isn't that staking though? Like he's just losing all of his money.
Well, it's just going to a good use.
Fair enough, I guess.
Finbar already has the money on. Give it to me.
Moving on from this topic, what do you think of blast mining?
Honestly, I'm a bit clueless on it, but I've heard that it will be around like a 60-ish K per hour mining method that is somewhat click intensive, and I'm not sure if it profits or not, but I I don't know. I guess the lore of it might be interesting, like the idea of using like TNT or something to blast open like a mine. Like that's actually like how like they mine IRL, I guess. Like they blast open like diamond mines and the side of hills and shit like that to uncover rare gems and ores and such. So I guess lore-wise, it's kind of interesting, but I don't really. I'm not really a fan of new content, so meh.
I would like to see what you do with the ore you end up getting from blast furnace. Like I know one of the ores is like sulfur. Am I right, Finn?
Yeah.
Sulfur. Yeah. So sulfur is gonna be one of them. Like I'm just wondering what are you actually gonna do with that ore? So
Curious
I
as
guess
well.
it'll introduce new content, and that's something that I'm more curious about than blast mining itself.
Don't care. Next.
I feel like there really isn't that much information on it yet, but as long as it's less XP per hour than the quarry and less GP per hour than Motherload Mine, I don't really care too much, to be honest.
I think it's pretty pointless. So yeah.
I don't have much of an opinion on blast mining. If it devalues mining, that's good. So I'm hoping it's fast and more bearable than granite. But we'll see. We haven't really got much information about it though, so. But our next question is also about Zaya. It's what do you think of the farming minigame? Also being talked about.
Honestly, again, similar to blast mining, I'm very clueless about the farming minigame. I've heard it's gonna be like lossless, like farming XP. You're just gonna like check the health of like flowers or some shit. You're gonna like grow them and check them for like really like cheap farming XP or something like that. But it'll be inefficient in the sense that it will be like a lot slower than trees. But uh, I don't know. I mean, I guess I don't know how they would balance it relative to calquats. Or I don't even know if Jags knows of of the calquat method. But yeah, I'm not 100% sure. I don't really have an opinion on it, to be honest with you.
I don't think they would care about balancing it with calquats just because it's such an obscure method and only people who would go for records would do that. So yeah, rip.
Don't care. Next.
Kind of rude, AJ. Give some kind of input, mate.
No, I don't care. Fuck it.
We don't pay you for nothing.
Okay,
You don't pay me at all.
Let's think. Okay, the farming minigame. Most people kind of neglect farming just because, like, I guess they don't really like the way that it's set out. They don't like the daily aspect of it. They don't like having to leave what they're doing. I guess this farming minigame. Also, they don't like the cost of it. I guess this farming minigame might give like a real time method of training farming other than calquats, which might be attractive to some lower level players that don't really care too much about overall efficiency. Which, in my eyes, that would be good then. But for a regular efficient player, it doesn't really matter, to be honest.
Do you guys know would it cost money to do it?
I'm assuming not.
Yeah, so I guess that's good for people who don't want to use money on farming, but yeah.
It'll be kind of
I
interesting
don't
if
have
people.
an opinion.
Oh, sorry.
Go on.
I was gonna say it'll be kind of interesting if people start no-lifing farming instead of like I mean like it'd be interesting if there was records like or I mean if like people started to go for records for farming. I mean obviously I kind of like the whole old school way of farming watermelons and herbs for farming XP and like knowing when to hop or when to not hop essentially for those things. But it'd be interesting if people started to know life farming as like an individual skill rather than I guess passively training it, if you will. So
That's true. I don't really have an opinion though, because I'm gonna continue to do conventional farming, so it won't affect me at all. But moving on from Zaya updates, what item in game that is currently tradable do you think should be untradeable?
oh, this is such a good question that I asked. I'm pat myself back on that one. But like, there's so many interesting possibilities you could do for like just take any item that is the most efficient for a given skill and make it untradeable, and it's all of a sudden very interesting in my opinion. Like, imagine, ladies and gentlemen, if cannonballs were untradeable. Yeah, I know it'd be sick. Like Finbar, like oh my gosh, Finbar, like he wouldn't have to use merching for money for Slayer, and
I'll
it'd
see
be
the
really
big deal, Brad.
interesting. And like, huh?
I'll see the big deal. Slayer would just be 30k an hour instead of 42k. Okay.
Yeah, I know. And then yeah, it'd be interesting. And then yeah, imagine if like astrals were untradeable. Imagine if like torstals were untradeable, so you couldn't make super combats, etc. So yeah, there's so many items you could choose. But is it asking what item in specific? I would probably say cannonballs, to be honest, just because I want to ruin Finn's day.
I think you'd ruin more people's days with pure essence, but go on.
Yeah, imagine
I
if GP was. Oh shit.
say astral runes. Yeah, I was gonna say astral runes just because like astral rune crafting would definitely be like there would be no question about astral rune crafting being the most efficient method out there because you can magic imbue, you can you'll just keep all your astral runes for 200 more magic.
I think it'd be hilarious if the third age longsword is made untradeable right now. Rip whoever has Rip Finn, maybe.
No.
But in all seriousness though, I think GP would be pretty interesting if it was untradeable.
What?
What
It'd
the
have no
heck?
use.
Wait, so would people like go back to like the caveman days of trading items for items? So you would trade like a third age longsword for a third age cloak or something like that instead of
They probably
having to
found
pay
like
with
a
that?
new item to like use as a currency. I'd assume like
That's-
flax or snakeskin.
Oh
because they're
yeah,
like
you're right.
GP
Oh,
or
there you
whatever.
go. New item sync for Oh, that's interesting, mate.
Snakeskin, the new currency of RuneScape. That'd be interesting.
Yeah, I can't think of an actual item that would be like good. I guess Astral Rune's like a dream set would be pretty good.
I have a
Good
pretty
with
lame.
much encourage and view.
What if you
think.
made GP untradeable?
That's what you just said.
Yeah.
Oh.
So
Guess I
many
wasn't
people
paying
are like
attention.
deaf or something.
I have a pretty
Yeah, I am
lame
deaf.
answer for this
Oh.
one, to be honest, though. I'd just say something simple, like maybe make a Steam Battle Staff untradeable, so it'd be somewhat efficient to actually go do Zammy Boss for a little while. Just something to make skillers have to do other content for a little while. Wouldn't be like anything serious. It'd probably take like less than a couple days to get a Steam Battle Staff, I'm guessing. I think it's from Zammy Boss, wherever it's
Yeah,
from.
it is.
Something simple like that.
I don't really know. I wouldn't want to make anything untradeable.
I think it would be amusing if Pure Essence was made untradeable, simply because that would force everyone to do Soul Runes. And then if Soul Runes became the meta, runecrafting EHP would be forced to go up from at least 27k to whatever Soul Runes are, probably like 40k. And that's in my best interest. Additionally, I think it would be interesting if we had, let's say, like something like the Amulet of Fury. What if that was untradeable? Because it's something pretty much everybody uses, but you
People
can just buy it.
Wouldn't it just be
Or
efficient to just do a bunch of Jad tasks until you get it then?
yeah, I think that would be interesting. It would be something you get passively through slaying rather than just buying it off the GE.
Or you could just buy the runes and get the token like that, can't you?
Ah, it's quite time consuming though. It'd be faster to do it. It'd be more efficient to do it through chat tasks, I think.
Probably.
Yeah, I'd like to see more best in slot combat equipment being untradeable. Because I just think it require more effort to get it that way, and thus you have to weigh up whether or not it's worth working towards it or just going with the tradable option. But yeah,
So
moving
like
on.
Finn, like if
Go on.
hypothetically like Bandos was, well, it is the most efficient gear, but hypothetically if it was untradeable, would it be then efficient to like kill Bandos to get like the armor for it for Slayer and such, or no? I mean, I guess that's a stupid question, but
Probably wouldn't be efficient to get Tassets because you can get a Fire Torso from BO.
oh yeah,
So
it might not be efficient to get for max, but for 200 mil it might, or obviously would be.
yeah, that'd be an interesting one. But yeah, it'd be very interesting if something that was currently untradeable became tradable. This is in the chat. Somebody mentioned fire capes becoming tradable. Would be quite funny.
How much do you reckon they'd go for? Like 200k or something? I don't even know.
They
Like
couldn't really go
500,
for more than like
600K?
500, 600, yeah. They couldn't really go for more than that because
maybe-
there were so many in the game.
Maybe like 1 mil, and it'd be kind of interesting if they made like, isn't like a fire cape run or fight caves run or whatever cost like 600k, 500k?
It's
So
like
then-
400k to do
So
in my
then
gear.
it'd be like a good 1.2, 1.3 mil an hour, I guess, if you're good at fire caves.
I think a better
Yeah.
solution would be just put like an insane alch value on it. Make it, but still
Oh,
make
yeah.
it untradeable.
Would benefit me because, as you saw in my recent Reddit post, I have 302 fire capes right now.
Wouldn't
I
benefit
put
you
2 in
because you
my
have like
event,
30
so it
bill.
looked like 300.
Imagine
Fire
if
cape for 10 mil?
Oh my god.
GP is GP.
Imagine if planks were untradeable. Oh my gosh.
Well, too late for that.
That would be bad.
It'd be kind of interesting, actually.
Oh my god, imagine if bones were untradeable as well.
Ooh,
Bone Crusher on
shout out
dragons.
to Randy.
That would be fun.
Yeah.
Just be the meta for getting 200 combats.
Speaking of prayer, our next question is about the Necromancy spellbook. What do you think about it based on what we've been told so far?
Is that related to prayer?
I honestly have no. Well,
It-
I've heard from someone. I don't know who it was that like you're gonna be able to like summon a monster or a player or something like that, and you're gonna be able to like kill it for combat XP or something like that. That could be completely false, but that's honestly all I know about it. I'm assuming the spellbook will use soul and blood runes to compensate for people rune crafting them with the new altars. So yeah, I don't really know much about it, to be honest.
Yeah, one thing I'm not sure actually is if that spellbook would make debone prices low, or if it would increase the price because it would give a prayer requirement. But I know that it would be a prayer training method.
I wonder if they're gonna put any like combat related spells on the spell book. Like, is it all just gonna be like prayer related, where you like gain like prayer benefits? Or are they gonna add like they surely have to add like teleports and stuff too, right? Like,
Yeah, they would have to.
It would just be
I'm
so
sure-
dumb if there was like no quests, no teleports, nothing. You had to just walk there.
Yeah, that's probably what it's gonna be.
Stop me if I don't like if I'm saying something false, but from my understanding, you have to like it's kind of like summoning. You just summon things and they just help you with things that aren't RuneScape, right? No, maybe yes. Is that what it is?
I don't know.
Anybody know? Like I don't understand. Like, what's the point of casting these spells? Just to kill the monsters that you cast or you summon? Are they gonna help you around RuneScape? Like, do maybe like attack monsters or skills? Maybe like just like summoning pretty much. But in a
Craft mats
spellbook?
for you.
Does anybody know? No?
I assume they were gonna help you in combat.
Well, then that potentially
Oh, that's kind
that's
of cool.
potentially gonna make Slayer faster, which
Yeah.
is a little
Which is a
setting.
good thing.
That's like
Whoa, Brad.
there you
So,
go.
Yeah.
Yeah. See you,
It's
Finn.
a possibility.
Have fun with 70k an hour Slayer. Oh, that's gonna suck for Lynx.
Why?
Anyways,
Oh yeah, huh?
Untradeable Slayer. It's not like summoning. You kill what you summon for prayer XP. So it's gonna be a prayer training method. What?
So then it might,
It
if it's
seems
decently fast, it should help with Dragonbone prices.
it seems
Not sure if it's gonna be
absolutely
viable,
Yeah,
useless.
but what if it has a prayer requirement? That's what I'm wondering. If it
Sure.
does, then it
That'd be
It
really
wouldn't-
interesting. A spell book that would have a prayer requirement. That'd be an interesting tie-in.
I don't get it. What's the point? Like you just summon things to kill it and you get prayer XP. I mean, it's a method, but what do you benefit out of it?
Well, no,
well, it's
the
cheaper
average
prayer
player.
XP.
That's it.
Yeah.
Like no actual content unlocked or it's just nothing new. Just a new method.
I guess.
We'll have to
So
see.
their spellbook.
Wait and see.
For all I know, I can summon a creature to runecraft nature runes from them.
Seems useless, but anyways, I think Frozen Day is your turn, right? Or did everybody already go?
Yeah. I guess if it's gonna make the bones drop in price, it's really fine.
Yeah, we can't have Dragonbones at 4k each.
Why not?
It's too expensive.
But you're
Cowie's
Finn.
Assault Scope. Cowie's Assault Scope.
Finn, you're the person that should be complaining about this the least of high Dragonbone prices, because you're probably making the highest GP per hour out of anyone in the high-level community, to be honest. I guess
Joe
Randy
Brad.
getting like 1.2 bill GP per hour with that donation is pretty massive, but it's not long-term.
Moving on from Necromancy, it's a question that might be a bit close to home for some people. Would you regret spending all that time on RuneScape if your account was banned?
Absolutely not. I really enjoyed, I'm enjoying and have enjoyed all the time that I've spent on RuneScape, meeting all of my different friends on this game, and I guess what I've achieved. I mean, I guess it won't really mean anything to anyone else that isn't me because they won't be able to see what I've done, but personally, now I play for personal achievement. So that's all that really matters to me, to be honest. Like, I guess being proud of what I accomplished. So yeah, I wouldn't regret it at all. I don't regret
Well,
it.
if my account got banned right now, I wouldn't set any goals that I've set myself previously. So I wouldn't be going for max at 200 mil hunter. I would set myself different 200 mils or go for different skills, just randomly, or just doing random shit. I don't know. I like this game too much to quit.
Yeah. Well, I wouldn't regret it at all because it was definitely fun. Like, but if my account got banned, I'd still have all my friends that I made, and I'd still have the experiences that I had. I wouldn't have experience, but I would have experiences. Kappa. But I mean, I wouldn't I don't know if I would just play on my alt or not and use that as a main. I don't know if I'd either do that or just quit. Not sure. I'd kind of have to be put into the position to decide that one.
I would not regret the time spent on the account. I would regret what I did in order to receive the ban. Also, to clarify, I will also like if I did get banned or whatever, I wouldn't consider if I did make a new account after getting banned, I wouldn't consider that a continuation of the progress. It would be brand new.
Thank you, Harm.
I wouldn't mind. I think I would just make like an Iron Man account or something.
I wouldn't regret the experience, but I don't know if I'd ever play so seriously again because it takes be so much time lost. Just in terms of progress, I'd probably just play one of my other accounts and not play old school. So I've got that option.
I guess I haven't answered if I would regret, but I don't think I would regret playing. Guess I did sort of answer. I said I wouldn't quit, but I wouldn't regret any experience that I've gained on this account.
I feel like the only thing that I would actually regret if I like played RuneScape and did something would be to like stake my bank. because there's so much like especially if I earned it through scaling, I just feel like it would just be such a waste of time just to take it away. At that point, I would regret it.
Okay. What did you think of the overall outcome of Lynx Titan's AMA? For those of you who don't know, Lynx Titan didn't ask me anything thread on Reddit a week ago or so, where he talked about his motivation, his goals, and his day-to-day life. It was very interesting.
Yeah, I thought it was really interesting how Lynx Titan actually, because I had perceived Lynx Titan as someone who was really antisocial and that wouldn't want to tell anyone anything about his personal life, but it was actually really interesting to see him tell us about his IRL situation, that he's going to school, how many hours a day he plays, the fact he does push-ups every single week and stuff like that in his diet, which is lasagna and bread. And yeah, I thought it was really interesting. I'm really glad that he was able to tell us more about himself. So yeah.
It definitely changed a lot of people's perspective on Lynx Titan. That's definitely something to take away from this entire AMA. So that's what I like about it.
Yeah, most of the stuff that it was a good AMA, by the way. I watched it, the whole thing. The whole thing was great to learn things about Lynx Titan. Most of the things on the AMA I already knew about, but the thing that caught my attention the most was that he plays an hour a week of Guitar Hero with his sisters while he AFKs like a Slayer task or something. I thought that was really interesting that he actually spends time with his family doing something like that, even though it's so little time. Is still kind of neat, and the exercising he does is also really. I was surprised with that one as well.
I think this is in my own eyes, it's a good and bad thing. I kind of really like the mystery of Lynx Titan and all the speculation people had to make, about him. I guess it was a little set. People started making rumors and stuff like that. That was a little shady, and I didn't like that. But just not knowing anything about him was kind of cool. But I guess now that we know that we know pretty much everything about him or a lot about him, he just seems human to us now. He's no longer this mystical figure that nobody knows a thing about except for his RuneScape name and how many or how many hours a day he plays, which is I don't know. It's nice to know these things. There's something else I forgot though. Maybe I'll bring it up later if I remember. Go on Frozen Day.
I really enjoyed reading it, and I think it was successful overall.
I'm gonna take some credit. I spoke to Lynx Titan about doing AMA. I persuaded him on the grounds that it would be safe for his account and he wouldn't get too many trolls. He agreed to do it, and I'm glad he did because it was one of the most informative threads I have ever read. His responses were candid, he was very open about the way he plays the game, and overall I think it was highly successful. So I'm glad he did it, and I personally learned a lot of stuff about him that I didn't already know, as did everybody else.
I'm kind of glad that no one in the thread really just because usually Reddit is just full of hate, but the thread just people were genuinely really nice to him and stuff like that. I thought people would be hating on him, saying that, oh, your entire life is just RuneScape. But yeah.
I guess I never really say anything about what I found most interesting, but I found this the most interesting, that he says that he's taking online classes now. That shows that he has some desire to progress in real life as well. Before, I thought he was just completely based off of RuneScape, and that's all he cared about. But it kind of makes me feel less bad for him in a way. Maybe I kind of aspired to be sort of like him in a way. Just I don't know, made him seem a lot more human. I said that before.
It certainly revealed a lot from someone who was previously rather mysterious. Our next question is a little more frivolous, but what is your favourite account build?
I honestly don't really have a specific type of account build. I guess I would say any account that is not maxed, that has high skilling stats, I find very attractive and sexy. I mean, I don't know. I would want to be friends with someone, because I guess I like the idea of unique account builds that you don't see that often. That I I think it's really cool when people go for goals that or don't go for the typical max cooking, thieving, etc. I like when people be unique with their achievements.
I like any one defense pure builds. By the way, shout out to Croatia Love for getting 200 mil Hunter. Very nice account and lovely achievement, by the way. And yeah, that's like I like Obby Piers and just that 50 attack Pier. I forget his RSN, but it is also a nice account. Oh, his
Yeah,
name is fantastic, by the way, but I do like it.
yeah, I'm with Brad on that one. I like the accounts that I like any account build that isn't really common. Like I like the more unique builds, I guess. Like I could build like Volini. I think I really like that build just because it's really unique in that he just his stats really just consist of 200 mils and he doesn't really have any total level at all. I think that's really cool.
I'm gonna have to agree with you guys. I kind of really like unique builds, such as my own. I don't think anybody else in the game has skills like this. For example, 29,672,708 Herblore XP, or 100,071,071 crafting, 51,782,369 magic XP. Like, that's just pretty much the most unique builds you can come up with, to be honest. So, I'm gonna go with myself.
I like accounts that have a lot of XP in like gathering skills. Yeah, I think that's pretty cool.
I think the more macro efficient you are, the better you look. So I'm a big fan of 200 more fletching, 200 more cooking, 200 more thieving, 200 more crafting, maybe herb lore or fire making. Well, not 200 more fire making, but relatively high fire making makes an account look good. In all seriousness, I like accounts that are. I don't really think lower level accounts look much better than max accounts, but I've always had a soft spot for accounts with high Slayer and low combat because I used to have that. My mini Finbow account is a pure and RS3, and I had 99 Slayer at low combat. I've always thought that looked really nice because the Slayer skill cape is usually associated with 120 plus combat, and it's really cool seeing it with seeing a Slayer cape on someone with say 70 or 80 combat. But like accounts like Fantastic, Owen Jamal's
Yeah.
Batman are interesting to see in my opinion.
I think Brad already said this, but like the low combat, high everything else XP accounts, such as SOTW, or what's his actual name, Volini. There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think Acid Soul is also similar to that. Viper Kai is a very good example of it. I think so, at least. I'm not gonna say another person, but I know another person. I don't want to say their name is really good at it. Not good at it. They have that build. Oh, my favorite of them all, Brafferly, the 2 fire making builds. That's probably my favorite.
Yeah. So Finn, do you like Dragon Sans then?
Stones were all such a mainstream look in RS right now. There's like
Yeah, I
30
thought you
players
liked
with
the
that.
mainstream fletching and stuff.
It looks
Though.
better when old school does now, so I don't know. I think fletching looks hideous as a turned ball because really people shouldn't have it yet. They should have done it with other skills, but people just sat on the bank.
You're gonna do it too, mate.
You'll see. I'm not
No,
doing fletching for at least another year, so
you're gonna do it on a bank. We talked about it. You're
Are
gonna
you
bank it
gonna
and do it
train
on a bank.
agility while fletching darts in?
nah, I'm
No, Finn,
probably gonna train the bank standing skill.
Finn's gonna cut magic logs because it's AFK.
Get a nice fashionscape outfit, attract some players to sit around me while I fletch. It'll be a fun 2 weeks.
What happened to the 200 fletching in 1 week dream?
Probably gonna take 2. I don't think my hands could stand doing it in 1.
Just
Alright,
use
I'll
the
let-
you know who method and never mind.
Oh
Alright,
yeah,
continue,
that's a great
continue.
idea. I was gonna say our last question before our discussion.
Oh,
Questions from the chat.
Frozen. Didn't he say? Didn't he not
Frozen
speak?
not respond to this question. Oh, sorry. Go on, Frozen.
Wait, what was the question?
Favorite account build?
He
Yes, I
responded.
did. I did.
Oh, my
He
bad.
said he
One
likes
defense,
accounts with
isn't it?
gathering skills.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I thought I said that. Our next question is, what was your favorite gift over the holidays, and what did you do? What did you do for that time period?
Well, I went to my grandparents' house on my dad's side, but honestly, like I really hate receiving gifts because I feel like it's unearned IRL GP. Like especially after having a job, like I just like when like I get handed like $100, it's just like it's such an unfair advantage to like all the African kids who don't receive gifts. So I don't, I guess my favorite Christmas gift was banking 40 mil agility XP.
Who donated it to you?
My grandparents and my dad
It's
and
your WT?
no,
Yeah. Yeah. Good. Continue.
no,
Well,
I'm done.
I got a new microphone for Christmas, so I don't know if you guys like it. And I did get a lot of cash for Christmas because my parents didn't want to have to figure out what I wanted.
I got a nice chair. My other one was really squeaky and like torn apart. That's great. Over the holidays, I just tried to spend as much time as I could with my family. Didn't really make much RuneScape games as much as I usually do. Um, Other than that, I just worked like normal, my normal schedule. Yeah, I actually watched the Star Wars movie the other night with my family.
Um, my favorite present was probably just straight up cash. What I did over the holidays, I spent that cash on bonds and did 100 or like 10 mil crafting XP with the money I made.
I got a second monitor and I just played a lot of RuneScape.
I got some money that I used for PC parts and a lot of books, so was pleased with what I got. I just did the usual thing I do every year. My family has a house in Spain, so I came here from the UK. I'm going back in a couple of days and I'll get my monitors back as opposed to just using a laptop. Just the same as everybody else, except I didn't buy any bonds like VR because I don't need to.
Inefficient. Don't have your priorities straight, so
It's not efficient. Is it efficient to buy bonds though? It doesn't take time to sell them on the GE.
alts.
Oh, you could buy them on alt, I guess. Alright, one question we asked from the chat asked that really stood out to me that we should probably talk about now is what will you guys vote on the sailing repoll and why?
I don't
Assuming that
even.
sailing is repolled sometime in 2016.
Did they confirm it was gonna be repolled, or I thought they weren't gonna repoll it right
It's
away or whatever?
highly likely that it will be repolled, so we can talk about it.
Um, I mean, I'm honestly gonna vote yes, just because Harm wants it to come into the game, because he wants to not be maxed.
Oh my goodness, Brad, you always steal my answers. Why?
Greens.
Yeah, I'll vote yes just because that's what I voted the first time it was pulled, and I haven't changed my mind about the sailing skill.
I'll vote yes because I voted yes originally because I'd like to see a new skill. I'm all for bringing more content into the game, I guess. Actually, I'm more for just increasing the chill level.
Well, Brad answered for me. I'm gonna vote yes, so I don't have to train. Or I'm gonna vote yes, and I won't train it. I'm just gonna leave myself unmaxed or whatever you want to call it. So I'm not on the high scores, the top page of the high scores rather.
I hope that it becomes a fast non-viable, but I wouldn't count on it. That's just why, well, that's part of the reason I want sailing.
I think I'll vote yes.
So, reason you'll vote yes, or are you just wanting a skill?
Uh, yeah, I guess a new skill would be kind of cool.
I'll be voting yes because I would like to see a new skill. Sailing was polled to sound a little like dungeoneering, so I think it would be very interesting to have a skill that was more dynamic and interactive than the current skills we have. I didn't really want it to come out in January of this year because that would have interrupted Slayer, but if they repolled it and it passed, it probably wouldn't come out until late in the year, which should be perfect for me. So I would like sailing.
When I said I wouldn't trade it, I take that back. I'll probably get like the most efficient level if there's something that benefits from actually training sailing, but I'd try to refrain from getting 99. But if I had to, like if something was actually extremely beneficial at 99, I'd still get it. I'm not going to sacrifice efficiency for my own needs. Or wants, rather.
+1.
Right, that concludes all the questions we have for the podcast, but our additional discussion question is, what are your thoughts on methods that are considered to be tick abuse or bug abuse? One example of this would be using purple suites for skilling.
Personally, like I because I have strong morals about RS, I'm against any sort of bug abuse or tick abuse that is in the game, even if Jagex doesn't take it out of the game. Which sounds dumb, but like 3-tick fishing, for example, Jagex would never admit to having a bug in their game. So yeah, but I'm obviously really against like 3-tick fishing, for example, because it takes away like 1.2k hours from terminal fishing, and just like there's a lot of bug abuse things on RS3 that gave me like millions of bonus experience per hour, like stealing creations and stuff like that. I'm just as a whole, I'm really against the whole idea of like bug abuse. I wish everything was just pure and there was no way of sort of abusing how ticks work in the game.
Well, I think it's semi-balanced as it is, because if you like the AFK, then you have the 5-tick option or 4-tick for wood cutting. But if you like getting higher XP per hour, then you have to focus your time on one account if that's what you're playing. You could just do 3-tick fishing or 3-tick wood cutting. So I think it's fine as it is now.
Alright, I'm going to tell you guys why these tick abuse methods are not bug abuse. The system was coded so that it was designed so that when you do an action such as like cutting a tree or like throwing a dart or whatever, it's coded so that it creates a tick window and you can do any action instantly at the end of that tick window because that's what the system was designed to assume. So it's not a bug and it's unintentional, yes, but you could also say the same thing about like Nightmare Zone Guffins or splashing, like 6-hour AFK, and that wasn't intentional, but that wasn't a bug. The same argument can be made. I know you're gonna say like, okay, 5-tick fishing, fish one, drop one isn't a bug, but let's say for example you're fishing, and I'll show you why it's a bug. Well, why it would be a bug, and it would be the same thing. It's not a bug. It's because when you fish one, drop one, you actually stop fishing for a certain amount of time. Like for example, I could not even drop fish. I could just click the fishing spot, walk away for 2 ticks, and walk back in the fish in like 2 ticks and call that 5-tick fishing. But I stopped fishing. Was that intentional for me to be able? I don't think it was intentional for Jagex to allow you to fish like 5-tick fishing without dropping a full inventory and call that a fishing. Like that, I'm pretty sure it was intended so that if you want to be efficient with fishing, you would fish a full inventory and drop it, which would be classified as not bug abuse or tick abuse. So yeah, I don't believe tick abuse is bug abuse at all.
Harm,
That's my answer. Okay.
please answer. Harm, please answer. This
I
is the
think
discussion question.
AJ is both incorrect and correct. I can see his argument or whatever for dropping between ticks being somewhat similar and everything, but personally, I do think it's bug abuse because yeah, when it comes down to it, how you do it is you're manipulating the game into thinking you're doing a completely whole different action than switching to what you're originally doing. therefore tricking the game into thinking you're eating or doing blah 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 blah. But in reality, you're trying to woodcut. You're still tricking the game into thinking you're eating, but instead you're shortening the woodcutting. Whatever. Just actually, I have a whole paragraph. Actually, I have a whole essay on this. I'll read after Frozen Day and Finbar go. One sec, let me find it.
I like the fact that you can get more XP by paying more effort. So, yeah, I think it's fine.
What I like about these methods is that they are more intense, more effort than conventional methods, but they give more XP. It strongly supports the notion that the more effort you put in, the more reward you get in regards to skilling, and that's positive in my opinion. We can raise the skill cap in that way by making it harder to get the highest rates because the highest rates keep increasing in that way. So, regardless of the dubious nature of the mechanics, I think it's good for the game that we have methods such as purple sweets mining or free tick with a reindeer hat or all that other stuff that probably wasn't designed to work in that way.
I think gathering skills suits a lot of playstyles for that reason, because you can either AFK and play a different game, or you can just go
You can
all
try
try
hard.
hard, and yeah, you can try hard and you can 3-tick or 4-tick or whatever. You can just manipulate ticks.
I don't think I can find it, but don't get me wrong. I still think that it's really balanced. Just the actual mechanics of it is, in my opinion, bug abuse. But I think there should actually be something like to replace these mechanics that are intended and make more sense than actually tricking the game into thinking you're doing one action but actually doing another.
Didn't Jagex say that it wasn't bug abuse a long time ago though?
They said they won't get banned for it. They never confirmed whether or not it's bug abuse. Wait, no. Okay, AJ. Okay, AJ, you're technically right that they confirmed that's not bug abuse. I'm just saying, in my eyes, if I was a JMod, I would consider it bug abuse. I think that's what the question is getting at, because technically it's not bug abuse. You're not going to get banned for it. They know about it and they accept it. I'm just saying, in my eyes, I would do it differently.
I feel like they can never change it just because it's a core mechanic of the game. Like they would have to completely rewrite the cooking skill in order to make it so some 3-tick methods don't work.
Well, they could just
So,
do
I
the
don't know.
same thing they did for Earth 3. They just like an overhaul and
Okay,
in that
well,
load game
AJ, here's
mechanic.
a perfect example of why it's bug abuse in my opinion. They used to have like 2-tick overloads or something that allowed you to get like 180k fishing XP per hour, and they nerfed that.
Yeah, that's Earth 3 though.
Because well, no, I'm just saying, like, don't you think they nerfed it because it was bug abuse?
Yeah, but they're a different team. I don't care.
So because they're a different team, it's not bug abuse?
AJ, it's not
The old
what
school team
Jagex
said it wasn't
says.
bug abuse.
It's not what they say, it's what you think it is. The question's not okay, because we wouldn't have the question in the first place if it was just, is it bug abuse or not? No, the old school team said it wasn't. We wouldn't have the question if that was the case. We're just asking.
Yeah, we would. We were asking their
What?
opinions on the methods.
We're asking if we think it's bug abuse.
No, that's not what the question is.
I'm done. End the
The question
podcast.
is just what are your thoughts on it. So you can discuss whether you think it's bug abuse or not, or you could look at.
Or you could just
See,
have an
my-
opinion on whether
my-
it's overpowered or not.
My mentality is that for fishing was released as a 5-tick motion of training fishing. And when you like eat something or cut a log to make it 4 ticks or 3 ticks, you're manipulating the engine to think you're doing something that you're actually not doing. And in that case, I like for anything in RuneScape. I mean, it could be non-skilling related. If you can make any action faster through the use of like eating purple sweets, I would view that as a bug in the game because you're
But-
altering how it works.
Yeah, but Brad, I just explained to you why 5-tick fishing is the same concept. Yeah, 5-tick fish one, drop one is the same concept.
But we agreed, at least I agreed with you that it's technically the same concept. It's still, in my eyes, bug abuse. I'm not saying it is, I'm just saying I classify it
Okay,
personally.
well, my problem is when people say that it's bug abuse, but they call fish one, drop one not bug abuse.
But I'm not.
But I don't care if you call every single tick. If you're gonna call one tick abuse method bug abuse, call them all bug abuse, please. That's all I'm asking.
Yeah, I honestly don't think like how is fit. Okay, like if you're dropping in between the ticks, you're not. are you altering how fast you're catching the fish?
You're
Like,
altering how much time you're spending fishing, though.
Yeah, but isn't it still in a
game-
5-tick motion though? You're not altering how the ticks work necessarily.
The fishing was designed so it assumed that you're gonna fish for 5 ticks straight for each fish. Not like you're gonna fish and then stop fishing for like 3 ticks and then click the fishing slot again and get your fish right away. You're creating a tick window there, and you're assuming that you're gonna catch a fish
I don't
right
know.
away.
Like if I saw a player fish one, dropping one, I would not classify that as like abusing it. Like I don't know. It's a strange topic.
I really don't like this discussion just because it doesn't answer whether or not it's worthy of a nerf.
I don't like. I'm just saying. I don't think that it should be changed. I just think. I guess I am saying it should be changed. It should be like made something that was actually intentional. Like have some other method of making it 3-tick or 2 or 4-tick instead of 5-tick. I'm just saying like the mechanics of how it is currently is bug. In my eyes, it's bug abuse because you're manipulating the game into thinking you're doing something you're not.
So you would be fine if there was a more intensive fishing method that acted as if it was 3-tick, but it's intentional.
Sort of, yeah.
I
Alright.
understand that point though, VR. Manipulating the game into thinking you're doing something you're not actually doing.
Any more opinions? I'm not really a tick master like you guys, so I don't have a lot to say on the topic, other than the fact that I think it's good because it rewards trying harder.
Oh yeah, that aspect I like for sure. Like if
Oh
if
no,
we're talking
I
about, like,
100% agree. The idea of 3-tick fishing compared to 5-tick fishing is balancing wise is absolutely perfect. Like the relative like XP per hour from 3 to 4 to 5-tick fishing makes complete sense to my brain. I don't know. I just dislike how it takes off so many hours from Twittermill and you're altering ticks.
I'm curious as to what you guys' opinions are on the purple sweets method in specific, though.
Same as the other method. It
For
just
which
costs
skill?
money. Just throwing in a money variable.
Well, for every skill, like mining, woodcutting, and fishing, and technically hunter too. Yeah.
Well, it's not viable, so I don't care.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting how like we only really use it in the skilling cup. Like it wasn't like extremely expensive where we couldn't use in the skilling cup, but it was kind of perfect where you can't really use it as a viable method. So it's kind of interesting how you kind of have to spend a little bit, like a lot of GP, but it's not like an unreasonable amount to do a couple hours.
Yeah. I mean, like if you want to spend the money and do it, go ahead. But like you'll get rewarded for it. So I don't really mind it.
Yeah.
People say it's a silly method because it's unviable. Well, if you want to go out your way to spend the money and do it, then you'll be rewarded, I guess. With
Well, the money you spend for it isn't worth. Unless you're,
well, if you're
I don't know,
Wilson, probably.
yeah, if you're Wilson, but like he's a special case.
I mean,
like,
if you're like
how
the kind of
many
guys, like,
other people would spend that much money for a skill?
I know, but I mean, if you're the kind of guy that's just like, oh, I want to do like maybe 3 or 4 hours of Pro Suite just because I want to have a little bit of fun, like, cool, you spend like 12 mil, but like you got some decent XP and I guess you had a little bit of fun, so
Well, yeah,
whatever
it's
you
only
value.
good for it would only be good for a 6-hour record, or if you're going for a personal best hour. Other than that, I just don't think it's worth it.
Alts and PvP worlds.
I wonder if people like anyone will ever do like a 30-hour suite record or something. I wonder if that will ever come up, or I mean, maybe even for even a half a day. Suites. I mean, they will absolutely destroy the current records, and especially mining will get murdered with suites.
If no one has anything else to add in regards to ticks, this concludes all the questions we have for the podcast. So, are there any closing thoughts any of you would like to add in regards to
I hope
anything we've said?
I hope everyone has a happy New Year.
New Year is 3 days ago.
I know it's just nice to say to like tell all of our viewers that to have a good year. Just trying to be a nice
Okay.
person, Harm.
Like to thank Frozen Day for being on the podcast. This is his first time.
Yeah, he was a good guest.
Yay, no problem. It was fun.
The next podcast will be uploaded by the 1st of February, and this podcast should be on YouTube within the next 24 hours or so. So, should you want to watch it again, just look through it there, or if you missed any parts, there will be timestamps included so you can see all the questions. Thanks everybody for
right.
watching.
Bye.
Bye.
See you
But
later.
Finn, I wasn't done yet.